What I've done, hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. I just realised what I've done, messing around off screen, not turning my audio on. Oh, the hilarity of being live and an idiot. But we are live now, everybody, so you can stop telling me that you can't hear me, because you can now listen properly to what I'm talking. I don't know whether it's an improvement, actually. Maybe it's not an improvement not having my audio on, but you could just lip read and, you know, judge what the score is by my reactions, I suppose. But we are live now. We always were live. We just weren't live with audio because Goldbridge is a bit of a prat, which is well known. But team news is going to be coming in the next sort of 3 minutes. I'm just going to make sure that we've got everything right. I'm not expecting a lot of excitement on this team news, if I'm honest with you. I'm expecting to see a United side very much to the side of my left. I'm hoping. What? There's no Lingard in my team. Oh, what the bloody hell's Lingard doing there? I'm a bloody idiot. Oh, I tell you what, it's all going wrong. I've muted myself, and now I've gone and put Jesse Lingard in the team. I'm sorry, people. I was having a panic attack then. I was like, what the bloody hell? Ollie's picked Lingard, and thankfully, Ollie hasn't picked Lingard. Goldbridge has messed it up, so I would take the blame for that, because that is an error on me. That's not even on anybody else. So let me get this sorted for you. What a prat! I'm happy to be a prat on this one though. I'll take one for the team on this. You know why it is? Because on my editor I've got number 14 Rashford, and I've also got number 10 Rashford. So I've kept the 14 on there. I don't know why I've called Lingard Rashford as well in his bloody dreams. But I will change this without further ado. What a wally. I feel so stupid doing it live on live telly now. I mean, it's probably one of the most stupid things I've ever done. Oh, I just feel so suited. Let me get this sorted. So anyway, while I'm being a prat, how excited are you about this? We're playing Brighton. Fat Boy Slim, Katie Price, they were there from Brighton. Brighton Pier, fish and chips. All these things all come from Brighton, and you know, that's what it's all about. We've got a new member to the club. Welcome to Ivan Scannell, latest member of the club there. And oh god, everything's going a little bit wrong for me at the moment. This should not be happening. Here it is. Right, Add source, media file. The real team news isn't actually in yet, but this team news is the one I think it's going to be. So there you go. I'll pull that off. That's what she said. There you go. So now you have actually got the team, what I think it will be thereof. So, yeah, we're happy with that. Okay. Yeah, welcome to Even Scannell, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Mark Whitten, just watched this morning's video. Gomez is leaving us just like Sancho left City, and he will be wanting to prove himself. He'll have a great career. And Mark City have just confirmed the sale of Leroy Sané to Bayern for 54 million. Seems cheap comparing to that to Sancho, which could be a similar price. Yeah, but he's only got a year left on his contract. You do have to take that into account. Right, there is talk that Dan James is going to start in this game now. So the team news is going to be coming in. I mean, look, Dan James may well start on the right-hand side. In fact, he won't start on the right-hand side because it is the team as I've got on the right. Happy days. So that is the team. We guessed it. Look, it's very rare you get 11 out of 11 when you do it on a preview, but I guarantee most people have predicted this team for today. And that, to me, is a sign of the times. It's a good sign of the times because it shows that, you know, the team is picking itself now. And that is positive. Like, how many times have we reacted to team news and gone, not happy with that team? And ultimately, that is a good Manchester United side that we've picked there. So, very, very happy with that. And I think that, Mark, are things going wrong because of the quadruple, says Scott Williams. No, that's a good team. That is a very good team. And welcome to the club, Matthew Boyle, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in there. And, yeah, so the team picks itself. Obviously, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Lindelof comes back in. I don't think anybody's got a problem with that at all. I think we're very happy with that. What else have we got in there? Yeah, Bruno, Matic, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood. I don't actually have a problem with this team at all. I think it's the right team at the right time for Manchester United in the right game, and I'm happy with it. So, yeah, I hope you all are as well. Just to give you the subs, Romero, Bailly, Williams, Andreas Pereira, Fred, James, Mata, McTominay, Agallo. I wonder if Lingard is injured again because no place for him on the bench. Or is it just that, you know, you're not good enough? I mean, to be honest with you, I would presume it may be an injury with Lingard. But then again, is Ollie finally seeing the wood for the trees and seeing that he's not good enough? So, yeah, I'm happy that I don't see this side losing. I mean, look, I was very confident in the preview last night. I don't see this side losing. I think we'll win comfortably, if I'm honest with you. Lingard didn't even make the bench. I think his time is definitely up. This is Jermaine Dacre. Thank you for the super chat there. Welcome to Karen Yadoff, latest member of the United Stand Members Club, and Michael Walton. Thank you, everybody. You can join the United Stand Members Club by clicking the join button. You get your badge next to your name, your emojis, and some exciting stuff to come. But look, really do thanks for the support and getting your badges next to your name. It's nice to see the badges next to the name in the comments and that support, because we don't do Patreon or anything like that. So if you want to support the channel and get your badge, and please do join. Thank you very much for that. Jermaine, we've done that one. Robert McCormack, Brighton 5 at the back. Surprise, says Robert McCormack. No, they do adapt. Brighton do adapt to their opposition. I said this in the preview last night. Hi Mark, I'm 12, so I can't donate much, but I'll give you all I'm allowed to give you support. You keep up the good work. 3-1, remember me when it happens, says Aniel. And Ari Guadalia says, hi Mark, I know we're all a bit upset about Gomez leaving, but Hannibal is coming in and he looks a lot better. I think James Cooper mentioned it. There's some fantastic players coming through at Manchester United. Dylan, Huguoff, I can't pronounce his name. Ted Menge, the player you've just meant, Hannibal Mabry as well. There's lots of players coming through. We're buying another right back. Is it Corrado from Barcelona as well, 16. So there's a lot of players coming through. It's not the end of the world, but you don't want to lose good players. Welcome to Sam Small, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Moy and Morpay on the bench for Brighton. That's interesting, says Kush. And Mirza, welcome, latest member of the club as well. Well, let's go and have a look at the Brighton team, because I'm not disrespecting Brighton. They have beaten us twice, and I do think that they are a threat, but their team may not be a threat. Let's have a look at how they've lined up. So Ryan in goal, Lamptey's good, Dunk, Duffy, Byrne, Montoya, Basuma, Stevens, Proper, McAllister and Connolly. Marpe on the bench, Trossard on the bench, Moy on the bench, Gross on the bench as well. I mean, look, a weakened Brighton side, I would say. I mean, I don't know loads about Brighton, so look, all I know about Brighton is this. They do like to they do like to change to their opposition strength. So I'm sure there's a plan in hand for Brighton tonight. And Ryan's quality, says Matt JR. So look, does anybody know about Brighton? Is that usual for them to not play Trossard, Moy and Morpay? Does it not matter? I mean, low block from Brighton, says Taz Long. Great team, says Kieran Colkett. And same team. I'm very positive about this. Hey Mark, have you seen the latest about Sane? Says Rob Hatherley. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute, but let's talk about digesting the team news first. It's a plan. It's a plan, says Luke Townsend. Not weakened. It's just a very defensive lineup, says John Miller. And yeah, so this fits in with what we were discussing on the preview last night. I mean, obviously, we always try to be... we always try to, on the preview, discuss the opposition and how they're going to line up. And I think that, to me, Brighton, I don't watch loads of them, but I have watched their last 2 games, funnily enough, against Arsenal and Leicester. And they are a team that Potter is a very good manager. With the resources that he's got, he's a good manager. Even Ollie was saying that. So I think that what they will do is they'll adapt to the game that United are going to play and try and stifle us. Hi Mark, I'm happy with that team. Didn't expect anything different, to be honest, and I'm going for a 2-1 win to United, says Jordan Such. We'll get your score predictions in. It's always good to play that little game with everybody. What do you think? I've gone 2-0 in this game, if you want to know what I think. I think it will be 2-0 to Manchester United. And... yeah, I think it'll be 2-0 to Manchester United. We will be getting Flex on in a minute to have his thoughts. I don't think United will concede a goal. I don't. Welcome to Trosh13, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Arvin says, again, Pereira and Mata. This decluded club will lose Garner next. He has to get first-team football coming season, loan or not. I wouldn't worry about Garner too much. I don't think Garner is massively after a move. And welcome to Amar Berry, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Yeah, I don't think he's massively after a move, Garner. I think he will... I don't know what his contract situation is, but he will go on loan next season. Darth Maul deserved better. I hope Marpay doesn't win it at the end against us. No chance. Craig Thomas Miller, I can see tonight being a tough game. Brighton are well organised and very good at adapting to who they're playing, going 1-0 to United. And welcome to Jonathan Phantom, latest member of the club. You know what makes me worry a little bit there, though, is that we were talking about the preview last night, and I said that the way to hurt Brighton is that they will press high up the pitch, and if you bypass their press, you can get at their back four. And I just wonder if Potter, being the clever manager that he is, not that he was watching United stand, I'm not saying that, but I wonder if Potter, I'm pretty sure Potter has thought, that's what they're going to do. They did that to us at Old Trafford. I'm going to change the way that we play. Because there's no way, actually, when you think about it, that Brighton have thought, oh, it's Man United, let's put a weakened team out. Every point is essential for them. If they were to win tonight, they guarantee that they stay up. Matthew Naker, hi Mark, honestly, they want to hold us as long as possible and bring the best players on. Good tactics in a way, different to say the least. Thoughts, says Matthew. Welcome to Zain Raza, latest member of the club. And to... hi Mark, sorry, I've read that one. And Finn, welcome to the Members Club as well. Thank you everyone who is joining. Wanted to see Williams better than Shaw on the attack, says White Soda. I'm very happy with Luke Shaw. I'm very happy with that team. So, yeah, I think that I am happy with that. Benjamin Paul says, have you heard United will only pay 50 million for Sancho? We're going to talk about that in a few minutes' time. We are. Please do. Oh, just very, very quickly. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner, because we've got... we're on 725,000. Let me just check. But we're only about 300 away from 726,000. So if you are new, please subscribe and give us bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to the channel. That would be massively, massively appreciated. So yeah, please do that. Team news unchanged then for Manchester United. Very happy with that. It's a good lineup and it's one that I'm very happy with. I'm going to get Flexi on in a minute. Okay, and love to see the Bruno shirt, Mark. Up yours, Bruno haters, Bruno FC. Yeah, well, look, there's a reason for this. Great squad, let's get the 3 points United, says Joe Milthog. There's a reason I'm wearing this today. And look, you might have noticed over the last couple of days there's a bit of a change with the camera. It should be a lot more clearer. We've finally sorted out a new camera. I never wanted... You know what? The old camera, it was a good camera, the old one. And this one I'm still getting to grips with, but it's better quality. But the old camera, I'd had it since Soccerbox, the very start. It was a Logitech C920. You can't even get them anymore. Logitech, you can get a Logitech C920 HD, but you can't. And the Logitech C920 was better, but you can't buy them now unless you get them secondhand. So I've always gone back to it, but it's gone now. So we've got a new camera. Brighton ain't going full strength because they know they play Norwich Saturday lunchtime, so probably writing this one off, says Jordan Such. Maybe. I don't think they are though, Jordan. I think that's in the back of their mind, but I think they're also approaching to park the bus and make it hard for us. Although you banter my club, I respect that you aren't delusional, says Alexander. What is your club? Look, I banter Arsenal mainly because of AFTV. I've got nothing against any normal Arsenal fan. That lineup probably our strongest. Let's build on it and let them gel together, says Philip Burton Wood. And Adrash Sangay says, what do you think about Sane to Bayern at under 50 million? That shows price drops in the market. 1 year left on his contract though, mate. As I've said before, I don't think these contract drops are actually anything. I don't think the price drops are going to be decided across the board. I think it's going to be individualism. If Dortmund say they want 100 million, you can't say to them, wow, you've got to let him go for 50 because that's the going rate. I don't think you can do that. So I think that we will be driven by the market in that sense, in relation to how it's going to go. So, you know, you've got to just see what happens really. Yes, let me just remind you. So links in the video description if you want to get yourself a t-shirt. We do Bruno t-shirts. I've got it in black and red. I think we do navy blue. Obviously had the Martial shirt on last time, which is why I'm wearing the Bruno one today. Because Martial, I wore the blue one on last Wednesday night against Sheffield United, and Martial scored a hat-trick. So it wasn't by design. I just wore it, and he got a hat-trick. So I'm thinking tonight, Bruno had a bit of stick at the weekend. Bruno's my boy. Bruno tonight. Bruno t-shirt tonight. I nearly wore the Martial one again. I think Martial will score. If you're a betting person, I think Martial will score tonight, but I'm looking for a Bruno Master Show. Hi, Mark, mate. Great content. Please go and put your Martial t-shirt on for the match. I'm superstitious, says John Ward. Well, I've just explained that there. And also, Mark, I bet Ollie's on more than 64k a week. Not on all. Yeah, I know what you're on about. Welcome to Dan Tatlow, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And to Joseph Starbuck as well. Thanks everyone who's joining the Members Club, by the way. Get your little badge next to your name and join the club. Sky Sports and other sources have said Man United won't pay more than 50 million for Sancho. Do you think it is true? Well, we're going to talk about that. I want to get Flex on for that as well. And hopefully he will join me now. But first of all, we will get his thoughts on the team news. Flex, how are you?
Yeah, all good, thanks. Yourself?
Good. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the game, as is everybody in the comments. I think Manchester United are going to win, and I'm happy that we've selected a team today that is. And Jake Pop 34 says Rashford could get a goal. Mark, what do you think? I do think that, but I'm very happy that the team that's been selected is the team that I predicted and many other predicted, because that's when you're starting to go places. When I think you always struggle to maybe get 7-8 players, and we're getting 11 players because we know what our best 11 is for the first time ever.
Yeah, definitely. I think the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It really applies to that Sheffield United game. Almost wholesale changes against Norwich for the FA Cup, but that's fine. But I don't think Solskjaer, even if he wanted to tweak anything, not that he would have, because anyone can see what the best team is to play after that Spurs game, but especially with the result that they had after Sheffield United, and how emphatic we was, and how we just tore them apart consistently and made so many chances. You don't change any part of that team unless there's an injury. That's it. That's the only way you change that, or illness or something like that, unless someone can't play, because you go with exactly the same. When you win like that and you look as fluid as we did against Sheffield United, who Sheffield United, I remember you saying they were, they're there for a reason. They've not come back great and stuff, and people say it's only Sheffield United, but they're where they are on merit, So, and we dispatched of them like we should, of a team who's come up, but it wasn't, reminiscent of someone who's actually hot on our tails in 5th/6th. So, yeah, I think it's as you go, and like you just said there about Rashford, I think it is a chance for him to get going. I don't think he should be dropped because he's not scored. He's got 2 assists in the last game against Sheffield United. Didn't look amazing when he came in against Norwich, but he just needs games. You know what Marcus Rashford's like. He's a confidence player. He wants to play every game. He needs to play every game. And the more we keep playing him, he will get a goal, and I think it probably will be today as well.
I don't know why we're having a problem with you're not people can't hear your volume. I don't know why that is. I can't change that, so we'll just have to stick with it. And if it becomes unbearable, we'll have to end it. I don't know why there's a disparity in your volume and my volume when we're on Discord. I don't even know how that works. So apologies to everybody if that's a problem. No, you're too low apparently.
Oh, okay. I've turned it up a little bit now. How about now?
Now people say they can hear you now. Maybe it was just because I was typing away there.
Cool.
It's just quite. I don't know. I don't know how to change it, everybody. So thanks for letting us know. But I've got no idea how you change it. There's nothing that we do anywhere there that it doesn't normally work. But anyway, look. So what's your feeling on the scores today? Do you think? Do you fancy United to comfortably win it? Brighton looking like they're setting themselves quite defensively. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I went with.
Now is this a little? Oh, he's here again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me. Oh, sorry. I thought you cut off. Yeah, like I was saying, I actually went with a 2-0, but realistically, there's no reason why you can't predict a 3-0 or a 3-1. With the team that we put out and the team that is starting to gel, if you look at it, you don't see where our next loss is going to come from. And I know you can't be too arrogant because earlier in the season, we've looked a certain way and we haven't dispatched the teams as we should. But I don't know, man. I just look at us now and it's only 7 games, and I just think if you're not winning them back to back, maybe not comfortably, but if you're not winning them, then we're not going in the right direction. And I think we are going in the right direction. That's why I'm confident that we will. Of course, it's going to be difficult. Brighton are going to be up for it. Yeah, their manager already said that they're still not mathematically safe. They still haven't got enough points. Although it's unlikely that they'll be caught, but he'll still be wanting them to go out and be hard to beat and try and get something from the game. I think again an early goal will be key. We're not the likes of an Arsenal and stuff. They went 1-0 up late on in the second half and then couldn't hold on to it. We're not that. I think if we score first, we go from strength to strength. So I think get at the races. Pogba, Bruno linking up. Matic just keeping it calm and just let the front three do what they need to do. I don't. If they turn up and play how they're supposed to play, I don't see how we don't win the game.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, I'm just having a problem with my light there. Right, so look, the team news is in. Brighton's team's news in. We are probably about 40 minutes away from kickoff, 45 minutes actually. But let's talk about what a lot of people are talking about in the live comments. Look, Sane looks like he's going to Man City for around £50 million. But he has got 1 year left in his contract. So Bayern Munich are Manchester City are very much in a position where they pretty much have to sell. And Matthew Walsh says, I saw Lingard on your team prediction and almost had a heart attack. We need to get rid of Deadwood this window. Love the show, 3-0 United. And Sagodi says, do you believe Bruno might be overplayed? And I'm here, Louis, says Kay. Just quickly on that, before we talk about the Sancho thing, no Lingard on the bench today. I've got no confirmation that he's got an injury. Maybe he has. But we spoke about this before lockdown. Even with 9 subs, some senior players going to miss out. And I think we always knew it would be 2 out of Mata, Pereira and Lingard. Now, Pereira missed out, I think, against Sheffield United. Or I don't know. But he didn't start against Norwich and Lingard did. Lingard not involved today. Is that the right decision, or should he be on the bench?
I just think it's slim pickings between the pair of them, to be honest. And it's not me just trying to hurl abuse at them or anything like that, because that's not my style. But in terms of their output and their quality of how they've been playing recently, they haven't been good enough. I'm not surprised that they're barely making it onto the bench. They're clearly not in Ollie's immediate plans in terms of starting games in the first team. They're clearly not in his immediate plans in terms of coming off the bench, maybe here and there. But, they're probably looking at their chances now and thinking they are just going to come in for the cup games, your Norwiches and, your Carabao Cup next year if either one of them are here. So is it the right decision? Well, I just think one of the 2 players who are not playing well have to miss out. And they're both equally as bad. So I don't really see it as a huge miss. It's just more like what I said before we came back, and I'm like, look, if you're not making a 9-man bench, then you want to be on the phone to your agent.
Funny comment on Twitter from Richard781. He says, "Where's Lingard, for fuck's sake? Why isn't he using him? We need young prospects like him on the field. We can't lose another one." I think there was a big element of sarcasm attached to that. But look, I think it's like Flex says. I think Pereira, Mata and Lingard, there's nothing between them. It's not like Ollie will be sat there going, "Oh God, I haven't got Lingard on the bench in case I need a late winner." It's like you can chuck Pereira. They're the same underperforming player, really, aren't they? So
exactly. What is the bench?
So good point. The bench is, you caught me on the hop there a little bit, but I know it's definitely Romero, Bailly, Williams, Pereira, Fred, James, Mata, McTominay and Agallo. So no youth on there apart from Williams, really, and it's full of experience, which is, fits in with what James Cooper said to you. That he's they might not be performing, but he's going with the players that have the experience, I suppose. Joshua Bellwater says, "Score predictions, lads. I'm saying 4-1. Daniel Luciano says, "Love this lineup, but besides injuries to left back, centre back, and maybe midfielder, we have such a drop off in quality in other positions." I agree. And welcome to Ahmed Javed, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. If you had to sell one, Lingard or Pereira, says Ishak. I think it would be Lingard for me because I think he's probably worth a little bit more. It's just simply to do with money. I'd go with the one that we get more money for.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's not nice, but if you were going to choose one to sell, you'd probably choose him because he's played in the Premier League a lot longer, had some big moments, done way more than Pereira's done in the first team. So he would leave with more pedigree.
Jonathan Gambrell says, "I think it will be 3-0. And Jake Pop, "United should sell Lingard for better right or left wing." Mark, that's what I think. And also, Pro Spy says, "Why is everyone looking for Gary?" Oh, that's the Sky Sports thing, isn't it? I think it's something to do with Liverpool winning the league. And Brighton, God, TT Fles, silly. Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about, and actually we've got another member joining as well, which is Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for joining. And if it's not 100% sure that Gomez is leaving, he should absolutely have got a place on the bench in order to perhaps convince Gomez to stay. I think the decision's been made, Frederick, to be honest. And Ash G says 6-0 Pogba and Bruno to score. So let's talk about transfers for a moment, because there was a big story this afternoon coming from Sky about United not being willing to pay any more than £50 million for Jadon Sancho. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't know that was even sourced. It's funny because we had James Cooper on the show yesterday talking to you, Flex, and he was very much, look, of course Jadon Sancho is possible. They may have to do swap deals and stuff, and I can't see them spending any more than 100 million or going over 100 million because of morals. And then Sky today are talking about 50 million, but we don't know where that story's coming from anyway. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that's the end of the Sancho to United story?
No, I definitely don't think it's the end of the Sancho situation. I just think with the current climate, and James Cooper did touch on this yesterday, that in the current climate, Manchester United aren't going to want to, and maybe can't, I don't know, one or the other, going to want to brandish £100 up front, £100 up front, 100 million, I wish it was £100, 100 million up front in this current climate, the way it looks, and potentially they might not be able to. Who knows which one it is, right? But for me, I just think it just means that the deal would just be constructed differently. 50 million, maybe, you know what it's like with titles. You can unless you read into it, you don't know what it truly means. And on face value, it looks like, if they're not going to get him for 49.8 million, then United are going to walk away from the deal. Do you reckon that Manchester United don't believe that Jadon Sancho is worth just over 50 million or 50 million plus? Of course they do. I just think that they want to construct a deal in a way in which that they maybe pay 50 million now, and then over the course of whatever year or whatever add-ons, that Dortmund get their 80 to 100 million that they want for Sancho, and with some swap deals. And you look at the Jude Bellingham thing, and he said as well, James Cooper made a good point in terms of don't underestimate some of the conversations that go on behind the scenes in terms of between the two clubs. Dortmund look like they potentially are going to get Bellingham, and Manchester United want him. That could be a way of kind of keeping a good business relationship, working relationship, in order to work on something a bit more meaningful with Sancho. And I don't mean like a player for player in terms of, well, if they get Bellingham, they'll be happy because he can fill the boots of Sancho. Of course not. But maybe they might not be as, or not as receptive to them losing him. So, look, I think that gives a bit of shock value. And like you said, you don't really know who said it. and in what context. But I don't believe that we're about to walk away for a deal because we don't want to pay a penny over the 50 million, which was the thing at the beginning where everyone's like, oh, it might be typical United, penny pinching and stuff like that. They paid 85 million for Maguire, because they really wanted him. They paid what they needed to for Wan-Bissaka because they really wanted him. The same thing with Bruno. Yes, those deals took long and the stalling, and we all know that. But at the end of the day, we got the player, and I think they will spend the money that they need to spend to get him. I just think it'll be constructed in a different way.
Andrew Rossi says, I think this may be our strongest squad. The only change I make is starting Bailly over Lindelof. And Zane says, Mark, if Brighton win, you can't banter Arsenal anymore, especially when you've spent way more money, nearly £1 billion in 8 years. And look, we ain't going to lose to Brighton. And look, if we do lose to Brighton, I'll deal with it. But I'm not having the blame for losing to Brighton because I'm not the manager. I'm not having any of this jinx crap. No, I'll have people coming at me later saying, it's Goldbridge's fault. He said we'd win. Well, it has nothing to do with me. It's just a prediction. But we won't lose. I'm confident we're going to win.
Well, on that though, Mark, you know what? Just looking at the lineups again for Brighton, like you said, they have set up very defensive. Similar to Sheffield United, but not with the two up front. And they have absolutely packed it out, 5 at the back, you know what they're going to be doing. They're going to surrender possession. And in the past, a recipe to beat us or get joy against us was to let us have the ball. And I think these are the tests that are interesting because we do look a different side now. We are really confident now. And you've got the likes of Bruno and Pogba in there who can force the issue and great movement up front. So I think although we should win on paper and it should be a comfortable evening, we do have to force the issue. Like I said at the beginning of just before the Sheffield United game, we have to start quick. We have to move the ball quick, 1-2 touch, round corners, set, play. We've got to be quick. The intensity has got to be quick because against the back five and how they're going to play it, they're not playing a back five like how Wolves play it. In a way that they can pounce on you and do well. They're playing it to literally hang in there for as long as possible and see what they can get out of the game. So I don't think there's going to be any intent from Brighton. So the intent's got to come from us. The tempo's got to come from us.
It's gel. I don't use grease. And Mark, if we don't get Sancho, could Greenwood be right winger? Says Fire. I don't want to... Look, I haven't had my say on that, actually. I don't want to talk about Sancho alternatives. I don't want to talk about Greenwood being the right winger. There was a very good comment on Twitter today from Pogba Senior. I'm sure a lot of people know who he is on Twitter. Spot on flex, says Charles Crane. And basically what he said was that Robben and Ribéry left Bayern Munich 12 months ago, and it's taken them very little time to replace them with Sarnez and Perisic, and I know he's a loanee, but also Gnabry and Kingsley Coman. So this is something I've said for a long time. It's not on Ollie and it's not on the players, it's on the board. This is Juventus, Barcelona, PSG, Bayern Munich. They don't relinquish their number one status. They won't relinquish it. So when somebody goes, they don't go, oh, let's just see if we can get by with what we've got. They'll go and get the best. And this is where United went wrong when Sir Alex Ferguson left. Because we're a business, we're trying to be a business and a football club, but our priority is to please our shareholders. What the priority should be is to please the fans and be a football club. And this feeds into Greenwood. We don't need Sancho because we've got Greenwood. A big club, a Bayern Munich, a Juventus, a Barcelona would have Greenwood and get Sancho. So I don't want to listen to this. We don't need Sancho. 100%. We've got Greenwood. It's making do, and this making do crap is why we are where we are. We've got to get back to the top, like Ollie said. We've got to be better than where we are because we're not where we need to be. So on the 50 million for Sancho thing, who's saying it? For one, Sky Sports are saying it. I don't listen to Sky Sports. I want to know who is saying. Is it Sky Cave? Is it James Cooper? Who is saying it? And they've not said who said it. It's just Sky Sports. And I'm relaxed about it because I think this 50 million thing is just the start of the bartering with Dortmund. Dortmund have said 100. We've said 50. I reckon we'll meet at around 80. And I think the deal will get done.
I think so. But what was interesting, and I'm just trying to read over quickly so I can get it right. I'm sure they said a senior club official have told Sky Sports News. So Sky Sports News is basically saying that we've spoken to somebody at the club. And they've said that, so Sky Sports News reporter Rob Dorset says a possible deal for Jadon Sancho could go deep into the summer transfer window. Yeah, so they're not reporting that it's not happening, but what they're actually saying is senior club officials have told Sky Sports News that Manchester United will not pay more than £50 million for Jadon Sancho. So they're saying that they've got it on good authority that Manchester United won't pay that. But I just believe there's more in that. Maybe they won't pay that this summer, right now. But I think that means that they'll put an agreement in place, which will mean either they pay 50 million and plus add-ons in due course, and pay another 50 million next year or whatever it may be, or 50 million now plus some players.
Yeah.
Maybe Lingard would go to Dortmund.
Well, Triple Fire with his super chat, and we don't avoid things because people try to make it difficult. He says you need to be more genuine with your opinions on us buying Sancho. If Sky said it, they got it from somewhere. Don't gas us up just to keep channel going. Well, mate, I don't think people watch the United Stand just to hear about Jadon Sancho. We've been going on for about 5 years, so that's a silly comment, really. The last sentence, but I am being genuine. I am genuine with my opinions. Just because it doesn't fit what you want to say. What do you want me to say? Oh, I'm saying Sancho's coming for some weird, fantasy. I think Sancho's coming. And in fact, look, Fabrizio Romano's been on this bloody channel. Watch the video. I've spoken to people as well. United want Jadon Sancho, 100%.
They definitely want him.
They're not going to just go, well, we're not paying any more than 50 million. He's worth more than 50 million. So, I am being genuine. I think we will sign him. If we don't sign him, I think United have made a mistake. Zane says, for 50 million, how is Sancho worth more? Sane is world class and a World Cup. He's got a year left on his contract. I've explained this before. Look, the length of your contract will dictate your value. If City don't sell Sane, yeah, and he's not played for a year, and if City don't let him go, he'll just go, well, I won't play, and I'll go for nothing then. So they've got 1 year left on your contract. You're going to go for half your value. I mean, Mark, why would Man City not be in for Sancho? Do you think they will try and sign him, says Alan Thomas? I just don't think he wants to go back. I don't think he wants to go back to Man City. And I don't think Man City want to be involved in bringing a player back. Daniel Luciano says the channel's got 725,000 followers. Don't think he needs to worry about keeping the channel going. We're here because fans, not for constant optimism. Thanks, Daniel. And I have been here since Mark and Rants used to go live in the living room. I never went live with Rants in the living room, Dallas. So you've outed yourself.
Something I don't know.
Yeah, he's outed himself there. I've never been live in the living room with Rants. I did used to go live in the living room, but not with Rants. And Mario says, Mark, if we're able to get Sancho and Van der Beek, we can make a run at Liverpool for the title. The current squad is only good for third. And Hazard went for over 80 million with 1 year left, did he not? Says Barry Mac. Yes, he did. But, I mean, well, Flex, do you think Hazard was worth 80 million, or do you think that was half his value? Because I personally think he went for 80 million because he was worth 160 million a year ago.
Yeah, I think it was a bit different with Eden Hazard as well, and not only just with what you just said in terms of he was probably worth a bit more than that and then went for less, but also he's a vet, he's a seasoned pro. He's been there, done it, been a world class player for donkey's years. So essentially, he was always going to go for top money, and realistically, if he'd had longer on his contract, I think he would have gone for more. So it feeds into what you're saying. If you're in the last year of your contract, which I believe Eden Hazard was he not? I think
he was. He had 1 year left.
Yeah, there you go. So like you said, the power's always with the player then, which is why there's such an emphasis or a grievance from fans to get deals done early, to get signed early. You don't want to see players walking out the club or deciding to leave on a free, like we saw with Ander Herrera. A lot of fans didn't want him to leave.
Yeah, it
happens, and as soon as you get into that territory, Arsenal are facing that with Aubameyang. It forces the club to have to accept whatever they need to accept the year before, so that they don't end up in that situation if the player doesn't want to sign.
Agree. Marketability also adds big player value, says Krish. And
absolutely.
Keep up the amazing work, guys. Come on, United, says Anthony White. And Dortmund could easily get 50 million if they want next year, says Fritz. Yeah, I think they would get 50 million next year with a year left. Who would you pick between Neves and Ndidi, says Rushith. I'd be happy with either. And will there be a Flex and Rant show this week, says Joshua. Yeah, it's back tomorrow. It was going to be today, wasn't it? But it's just because of the match you decided tomorrow.
That's it. Yeah. Because if we, after a Martial masterclass or Rashford masterclass, the show becomes very different. So we didn't want to do it today at 1 o'clock live. Then we got a game in a few hours, and then it's just irrelevant. We thought we'll come hot off the press tomorrow, hopefully celebrating a win.
Yeah, you can talk about Gomez leaving as well, for definite.
Yeah, exactly.
So on Sancho for 50 million, I think it's a load of crap. I think if they've got that from a source at the club, the source is on the source, because he's worth he's worth way more than 50 million. So, and United definitely want him. So I just think it's part of the bartering process. United put stuff out there. The guy who said, or the girl who said, well, they've obviously got it from somewhere. Well, if they've got it from a United source, have you ever thought that United source wants it to go out there? Because
exactly.
they want Dortmund to get thinking they're not going to get 100 million. It's all part of the games.
Of course it is.
Hazard went for half price at 80 million with a year left on his contract because I think he was worth 160 when you think about that was before the financial crash. That was when people were saying paying 135 million for Ousmane Dembele. So of course Chelsea would be right to want 150 for him. So 80 million with 1 year left on his contract is probably about right. Thanks for everyone who's chucking the super chats in and everyone who's become a member. Really appreciate that. Also subscribe if you're new. We're only 200 away from 726,000, so we can change that hopefully before kickoff. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe if you're new. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We're live for every game. We'll have all the fan cams coming in with Flex as per usual after the game. So lots to get involved with. Do you think it's worrying that somebody at the club is leaking news in transfers to Sky? Says Muzzy Legends. Also says Flex, you're a legend as well. I don't think it's worrying that they're leaking stuff. I think it's part of the game. I mean, I know for a fact that the club leaks stuff out there. They've been doing it for probably 50 years. It's how football works. How do you think Romano gets to go, here we go, before anybody else? Because somebody tells him it. It's just the way it is.
It's as simple as that. It's been going on for years, and not just at Man United. It's just the way that the industry works. To be honest, you drip little things into the media, just like they drip little targets into the media. Might try and unsettle another player at another club. You'll come and get me, please, and all this stuff. It happens, man. It happens. Apart from the blatant, obvious tapping up where you get done for it, just drip feeding things into the media or to a journalist who's part of a big establishment who can run a story and just pick up some traction, take some heat away, or even drip feeding in positive things. Letting you know when Marcus Rashford's about to do something just before he's done it. It's all relevant, and a lot of the journalists, especially the ones who have been doing it a long time, are completely in there with a lot of clubs, and know a lot of people high up in the club. So, and like you said there, Mark, it's not that the club, it's not whistleblowing. It's, you know what I mean? They want it to go out.
Exactly. Few super chats to catch up on. Brighton most likely defend most of the match because all their attacking options are on the bench, says Moses. The Red Devil says Sancho is exactly what we need on the pitch and exactly what Woodward wants off the pitch. They will pay it. Ross says, Mark, been watching this channel since you and Rance were rocking it in school. This is going to build into
Here we go.
Yeah. And Arlo says, besides Sancho, if you could make one change for next season to this team, what would it be? Imagine an inverted link up with Davies and Rashford on the left. Well, for me, I don't know what you would do, Flex. Anybody else? Sancho's in the bag. What's the one other deal you would do? For me, it wouldn't. He's on the telly now. Luke Shaw's on the telly now. So that I ain't kicking Luke out the team. I don't know what he's saying. He's probably saying big up to the United stand and Mark Goldbridge for standing by me. And Rants, you can do one, you agenda-driven hypocrite. But I'm going to go. I would bring in probably, if I could bring anybody in, I'd probably do the CDM, and I'd probably get Ndidi, I think. Or Fabinho, but no, I wouldn't take a Liverpool player. But I would want somebody, a world-class CDM is what I would want.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't think we need a world-class central defensive midfielder like right now, I'd probably go and get a world-class centre-half to choose. If he's asking me to choose right now, so if you're saying Sancho is in the bag, I'd probably go and get that, because I just feel between Matic, McTominay, and Fred, like, we know that Matic is most suited to the role. He's got another year left in him, but I would just go for the world-class centre back, because the CDM thing is. I know people, on about Ndidi and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's a whole different thing when you come to Man United. I think Ndidi's good, but I don't actually think he's that amazing. If I'm honest, I think he's good and steady, but how much better than Fred is he? I don't.
Oh, come on! He's one of the best. He's proven one of the best CDMs in Europe over the last 2 years. He's not playing well. He's not playing well at the moment, but neither are Leicester.
No, neither are Leicester. But you know what? People might laugh. I feel like I'm doing a bit of Ricky here, but I'm being serious. Like, it's easy to get involved in stuff on social media. This player's that. This player's amazing. They're amazing. But then I just like to think, well, how much 100% better are they than what we got? Like, I don't know if he's a million times better than Fred. He is a bit better than Fred, but I don't know if it's the step up that everyone thinks it would be. That's all I'm saying.
Somebody said someone's getting sacked in the morning. I don't know who. DJ Turkey on Twitch says someone's getting sacked in a minute. Thoughts on Lingard not on the bench as extra Z? Well, we've spoken about that. I just think it's a toss-up, isn't it, between Pereira and Mata and Lingard. There's 2 slots. He picks 3. I suppose you've got to rotate it, haven't you? I imagine against Bournemouth at the weekend, Lingard will be back on the bench. What's a successful season next year? What season do we need to be near Liverpool, says TJ Hogan. I mean, look, to be honest, mate, for me, it's about now. I think that, Texas RC Gaming has been watching since Mark was in diapers. Get the Martial shirt, please. Great work as always. And Vincent McDonald says, Mark, United need to sign a central defender, defensive midfielder, and a right winger. And Muzzy Lion says, Flex, who do you go for that's world class at centre back that isn't already at a superpower club? Good point.
Difficult. I know it's very difficult, and you look at your Koulibalys and players of that ilk, but it's whether you can prize them away. They're definitely going to be at top clubs. Skriniar, same thing.
Varane it would be perfect as well, but how are you going to get him?
Who? Say that again.
Varane.
Yeah, exactly. Would be perfect.
There's no world class centre back. The first question was,
the first question was what would I try and get, and that's just I don't know about the negotiations of who's available and who's not. I'm just saying what I would want. But it's true, it would be difficult to get, but that's not our job. Our job is to be fans and hypothetically want situations to happen like it's FIFA. That's what we do.
Zane has made a very generous contribution again, but I bet it's bloody Arsenal biased. He says, if Arsenal gets worse, it's still a win situation for us, as it means Kroenke will sell up and some rich owner will come in and spend the money we need. So if we need to get worse for Kroenke to sell, that's fine by me, says Zane. And Joshua Bowater says, I've been watching since Mark and Ricky went live in the bedroom. Oh, that was a different channel. So yes, that probably was a different channel. Look, mate, Zane, I don't think getting worse means you get sold, because we've been pretty crap over the last 6 years and the Glazers are still here. So I wouldn't say that that's a guarantee. But bringing it back to United and the game in hand tonight, we've spoken about Sancho and Sane and why that's working. I mean, Sane wants to go to Bayern Munich, doesn't he? But Jeremiah says, is the Sancho contract agreed? No, it's not. This is a must-win game tonight. I mean, we've spoken about it. I think we're all confident we're going to win. And I think that's a symbolic game for United as well. And hopefully this will be a symbolic result and a turning of a corner. Because why I feel so confident tonight is because I picked that 11, and I'm sure you did, Flex, and I'm sure everybody did. But actually, we've been doing this for 5 years, and it's very rare to pick 11 players for a United lineup. And no matter who the manager is, it's very rare that you can pick the 11, because we've never had a best 11, and now it feels like we feel like we've got a best 11. So that's a new thing, and we'll probably pick the same 11 on Saturday if we win tonight and we don't get any injuries.
It should be the same 11, of obviously providing that they're getting the results, which you're confident that it should with the fixture running. It should be the same 11, and you know what? It feeds into the progress or the pat on the back that Ollie does deserve. Because at the end of the day, when he came in, we weren't in this position where we could literally pick a team week in, week out. And then we obviously got inconsistent and was really struggling for large parts of last season after the great run. Started this season horrendously up until January. So I don't really see that as a surprise, but I do see it as well done, Ollie. I'm just looking at this Lamptey kid. He's quick. It'd be interesting to see.
I'm sure you didn't watch the preview, but I did say on the preview that Lamptey really has impressed me in the games I've watched him. I don't know a lot about him. I don't know how old he is. In fact, look, this is how much he's impressed me.
He's like 16 or something. He's really young.
He is, and I mean, I don't know anything about him, but he is. There are certain players that make my ears prick up in relation to what's he all about. He's 19 years of age, and he's another English right back. So
right wing back.
We are blessed. I mean, I'm not saying he's not Wan-Bissaka, he's not Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I think Reece James is good as well. But he is. Yeah. He does look really good, and I think him against Rashford is going to probably be his biggest test. He's good. I really like him.
And he's exceptionally quick. Like, he's only like 5 foot something, 5'2", 3 or something. They were saying. Yeah. He's tiny. I'm looking at him there, but he's against Rashford. Look. You could see it as Rashford's a seasoned pro. He should put the young buck to the sword, but it doesn't always work like that. Rashford looked like he have his work cut out down that side. Yes, he's young. I'm not saying he's amazing, but I'm just saying he's athletic and he's very, very quick. So it'd be interesting to see that battle, actually.
Zain Mohammed on Twitch says Pogba's going to score today. This is an easy game, says Jay Garner 22. I'm not confident, not with Ollie in charge. I'm not a flip-flop, but I am Ollie out, says Billy Pipe. And Liverpool will beat them, says Superboy Man Kid. Don't know what match you're watching. And he's on Twitch. Maybe he's watching FIFA. And United is years away from winning the league, says I Heart Darts. Sacking Ollie won't change that, in my opinion. Thanks everyone who's tuning in on Twitch. We're multi-streaming again for the watch-along. So if you are watching on Twitch, get in the comments and make sure you give us a follow. We've only been doing about 3 games on there, but it's nice to have both the chats. So welcome to everybody on there. Salah Ahmed's made a super chat on YouTube. He says, are you worried about Bruno's workload after playing all the matches, including extra time in the FA Cup and another full match today? Should he be rested? No. Because if you rest Bruno today, I always feel like I need to put my glasses on and go like Michael Caine. If you rest Bruno today and we don't win, top 4 is God. So he's got to play today. So and he has. He's got, for me, that's what I was going to say just before we were talking about that, Flex, actually, is that with every game throughout our career, since Sir Alex left, this is a game we won't win. This is a definite game we won't win, where we expect to win, where we need to win, where we've had a good performance against Sheffield United. We won't win today. But this is what I mean. We've picked the 11 because we know our best 11 for the first time in years. And I think we're going to turn this corner and win today. And we've got to win on Saturday as well, but we've got to win tonight. If we don't win tonight, forget top 4. We've got to win tonight. If we draw, I'm telling you, it's gone. And I don't know what my reaction to that will be. I'll probably be annoyed, and I'll probably say we left ourselves with too much to do. This is because of the losses to Watford and Bournemouth and Newcastle. It's caught up with us, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're onto something, and I think we will win. But we must win. It's a must-win game. It's not about draws, and I think the whole fan base knows that. Super chat from Josh Sutton. Are Moy and Ryan both starting for Brighton? A little bit of Aussie pride in the house tonight. Moy's not, Ryan is. And most of our players will be knackered after 60 minutes. Maybe they bring on the attackers after that. Need to score fast today. What do you think, says Gunjan? Well, I don't know what you think about that, but somebody was saying, I think it was before you came on, Flex, we were talking about Brighton and how they have this habit. I mean, he's a good coach, and they have this habit of picking a team to deal with the opposition. And somebody was saying, in light of what was just said there, all his attackers are on the bench. I wonder if he's trying to keep it defensive for about an hour when we do start to get tired, and then he'll bring his attackers on.
Absolutely. Connolly, look, he's leading the line by himself, but he's not that type of player. He's quick, he's nimble, he likes to move, he's energetic, but he's not someone who can lead the line on his own. Obviously, we know all about Neil Maupay, but absolutely, Potter's is setting them up for exactly that. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of what I was saying, is that they're looking to stay in the game for as long as possible. And if they can do that, 0-0, 60th minute, stuff like that, then change the dynamic, then they will feel like they can get something out of the game, which is why it's so important, at least the first half goal. And I know we're talking ideals here, we always say what we want to happen, but I just think in the context of this game, or teams who set up like this against us, you've got to try and knock their confidence as early as possible. We've got to create chances. We've got to be quick. The tempo's got to be sharp. The intensity's got to be sharp. And when they have the ball, we have to go after them. We can't just let them be comfortable, because they just, like I said, they just want to sit there and defend and be resolute. Look, big Lewis Dunk there. We know all about him. Big in the air, strong in the air. I don't know if Duffy's starting as well. But that's what they're made of. So they're going to have 3 centre-halves and the wing-back. So, and like I said, they're not going to play it like Wolves. They're not going to be exciting on the break. Personally, I don't think. So Maguire and Lindelof should have Connolly fairly quiet and just don't get into a foot race with him, because he is fairly quick. But they should marshal him fairly easy. I don't see there being any problems. But like you said, if they're in the game, 65th minute, and Maupay comes on with Connolly, or they bring on some attackers, then it changes the dynamics of the game.
Sam G, who is on Twitch, says, you United fans laughed at us when we lost to Brighton, so you know what's coming if it goes wrong. I presume you're an Arsenal fan. In fact, you must be an Arsenal fan, because you're praying we're going to lose so somebody else can be a little bit shit like you. I mean, that's basically what you've become, isn't it? You're hoping we lose to Brighton so you can somehow ridicule us for being as shit as you are. It's a sad thing. We've been there. Look, I don't ever want to be going back there as United. I think we're progressing, but it's sad what Arsenal have become, if not very funny. Joshua Bower says, can you get Ricky Whittle back on sometime? Started watching American Gods since he came on. Great series. Shout out to you if you're watching, Ricky. He probably will be watching, and he is going to be coming on soon. And I did exactly the same. I've started watching it, and I really like it as well. Plot twist. Zane is actually Mark's other account using his own money to provide him with endless Arsenal banter, says Barry. Yeah, I wish I was that. And here is Zane. Mark, if Morpay scores, you can't play that soundbite anymore. Also, watch us beat City. Funny how they followed each other. Connolly to score and United to win 2-1, says No Fads. And Martial and Rashford will score today. I definitely think Martial's going to score, and I really want him to score because I want him to. I would love talking about Arsenal for a moment. I would love it if Martial scores more Premier League goals than Aubameyang, or even the same. It will destroy them, because I got ridiculed for saying that at the start of the season. I said I think Martial will outscore Aubameyang, and I got rinsed by United fans, let alone Arsenal fans. And I've been proven right. It's closer than everybody thinks, and I think he's played less games.
Yeah, and I remember at the beginning of the season, someone said, what do I think his goal return would be? And I think I said between 14 and 18 for some reason I went with. And he's at 14 now, so I'm within that prediction, and he could better that.
Wayne Rooney says Ollie's talking about a new striker deal. I think he's just talking in general that the players need to perform, otherwise they'll have to look at other players.
100% with that. There's a lot of people thinking, he wants to get rid of Martial. No, if you listen to what he's saying it's fantastic that they've improved, but if they stop improving, don't feel that you just got your foot through the door and will accept it. When I was here, there was 4 or 5 brilliant strikers. And I think that's the message he should be sending out if we want to get to the top. And it should apply to all positions, not just the strikers.
Extra Z says Zane's super chats today have exceeded Arsenal's summer transfer budget. Yeah, well, but it's going to be interesting to see what everybody's summer transfer budget is, to be honest with you. What's your best midfield, says History on Twitch. I think this is our best midfield for me. Flex, you agree? I think that at the moment, These are the 3. I do like McTominay, I do like Fred. I love that we've got competitions for place, but I wasn't impressed with McTominay in the 2 games he's played since lockdown. And I think Fred has played well. I thought Fred played well against Norwich, but ultimately I think Matic, Bruno and Pogba are just the best 3 at the moment.
Yeah, I predicted that in terms of the balance that would be needed if you're going to play Fernandes and Pogba. And, I'm not into I told you so, but it is looking like that right now. He just brings such a calming influence, and he did it even before Pogba was fit. When he came in since January, he's been brilliant, Matic. He's been the best even since then. It's just that, don't get me wrong, Fred's done exceptionally well. So has McTominay in patches as well. He's been really good this season. But since Matic's come back into the team, he has been brilliant. And I just think with those 2 in Pogba and Bruno, who want to go and create, the best, most suited person to that role of just sitting in front and screening and pretty much hardly ever losing the ball is him, because Matic doesn't lose the ball very often.
Agreed. Okay, I'll let you get off, mate, because it's only about 8 minutes to kick off, but we'll get you back on at half time, and obviously you're going to be doing all the fan cams after.
Yep, nice one. Looking forward to it. Hopefully we're at half time, not like the Norwich game, which I don't see that happening. But yeah, let's get some.
All right, mate. I'll catch you in a bit.
Nice one.
Jordan Such with the super chat on YouTube. He says, we can't let Leicester go into their game tomorrow knowing we've dropped points. They are lacking confidence. We can't afford to drop points before they play. If we drop points today, Jordan, it's over anyway. Brighton play Norwich this weekend. Could be resting their better players for that game, says Athith. I think a little bit, yes, but they could have thought that about previous games. I think they've got an eye on Saturday, of course. But I think they've also got an eye on just playing a certain way against us and sitting back and making us do the work. Strawberry Milk is nice. Says, big up my dog Nessie, who loves the United stand. Oh, that's nice. Can I just shout out to everybody on Twitch who's watching, welcome, and everybody on YouTube who's watching, welcome. Would it be more ideal for Ollie to use 4-3-3? Says Vizero. I think you can call what this formation is many things. 4-2-3-1, 4-1-2-3, 4-2. Whatever, maybe there's 2 formations there then, or 4-3-3. But I think that I'm getting a little bit more nervous as the game approaches kickoff, but ultimately I'm going to stick with 2-0, and I think we will win this game. And it'll be a massive game to win it, because if we do win, we'd go 3 points behind Leicester, 2 points behind Chelsea, and they've both got difficult games tomorrow. Leicester at Everton at 6 o'clock and Chelsea at West Ham at 8 o'clock. And I'll be doing both those games as a watch-along on Mark Goldbridge. That's football if you're not aware of that channel. Mark, I think you won't make top 4, but I think the final will Arsenal, United, and United will win on penalties. Says Zane. Oh, I said Arsenal will win on penalties. He's dreaming. Do you think Martial will have 3 shots on target, says Mr. C? I think they'll win it. And why has Matic improved, says Dino R87. I think I don't know, he's massively improved. He has massively improved, hasn't he? And fair play to him for sorting it around, because he was really bad last year. BBC just reported Sane to Bayern is done for an initial 47.5, says Joshua Bowwater. That sounds about right to me. And Dylan Fleming says, thanks, Mark. And Jay Garner wants a shout out. And why can we watch the match, says Superboy Man Kid. No, we can't show you the match, unfortunately. Thoughts on Sane to Bayern for 54 million as reported to Salah Ahmed. So we've had 2 people with 2 super chats with a varying price of 7 million there. Look, shout out to both, as I was going to say. If you are on Twitch, please press the follow button, because we're on 2,300 and it'd be nice to get to 2,500 followers tonight, especially before kickoff. So give us a follow now on Twitch, please. And if you are on YouTube, we are very close to 726,000. I think we're about 100 subscribers away. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. And let's see what we can get up to tonight. But hopefully what we're going to get up to tonight is Manchester United are going to win. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. And very excited, obviously, because Manchester United are playing. But I think just as we were saying there with Flex, it's about winning tonight. It's not about anything else. I mean, if we play crap and we win, a bit like the Norwich game, I would rather we played crap and win. I would rather we play crap and win than, play fantastic and play out a 3-3 draw. We need to win tonight. That's what Manchester United need to do. We've got to win the game. So if we don't win, I know I've said it before, but if we don't win, I don't think we're going to get Champions League football. So we've got to go out there and we've got to win. And I think we will. I think the hardest thing tonight is going to be how they approach this game, and whether they can defend well against us, and whether Manchester United have a difficult game to break them down. Which, look, I was impressed with Brighton against Leicester. I was impressed with them against Arsenal. So that, of course they could cause us some problems tonight. But I just hope and feel that United are turning a corner, and therefore I think that we will win the game, and I think we have to win it. So we are going to be kicking off in about 4 minutes' time. The players are coming out onto the pitch, and look, the nerves kick in, but we need to win. Easy as that. Easy as that. Do you think if Greenwood impresses over the next 8 games, United may decide to hold off spending on Sancho, says Laughing? Well, I was speaking about this before. I don't know whether you heard what I said before, but, Juventus, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, when good players go, they go and buy good players. They might have a young player coming through, but they'll still buy good players, because they are absolutely determined not to lose their status as the best club. Manchester United lose a big player like Ronaldo and they go and buy Valencia or Michael Owen. Manchester United are too interested in helping their shareholders and not their fans. If Greenwood's coming through on the right wing, great, but you still sign Jadon Sancho because you want to be the best in the country. So you have depth in those positions. Brozovic is a good centre-back, and Sancho should get us into the fight for a trophy next season, says Jude. And Sancho's an overrated English player, says Phantom D Viper. Well, that's your opinion. And do a Berry career mode for the next one, says YT Ollie. I loved my FIFA career mode, by the way. I absolutely loved it, and I'm really looking forward to doing the next one, whatever it's going to be. Want United to win, but want to see Aussie boys do well, says Josh Sutton. You want United to win. Henrik Thank says, do you think if Man United gets in the top 4, Leicester or Chelsea will go to top 5? Also, do you want Gomez staying? Well, Gomez is going to leave. He said his goodbyes yesterday, so Gomez will leave. And I said before football came back that I think that Manchester United and Chelsea will kick Leicester out of the top 4, which would be harsh on Leicester considering they've been top 4 for most of this season, but it's where you finish at the end. I miss the dog walks you used to do with rants, says Mike Welty. And is Zane auditioning for Ty's spot at AFTV? Says Mimich. And Jeff Allison says, why does Martial still get stick? There are calls for his consistency. It's his first full season as a United striker. 32 starts. In 25 goals, 19 scored and 6. Involved in 25 goals, 19 scored and 6 assists. I mean, I don't get it. Some people just can't move past agendas. You know, Rants will not change his opinion on Luke Shaw, even though Luke Shaw plays well. Some people just won't change their mind. It'd be like me saying Matic is still shit, because I said for a year that Matic was shit, and he was. He was. And now he's fantastic. And, I'm more than happy to say that. He's fantastic now. Please share the video if you are watching. You can do that through the share button on Twitter and on Facebook. Please do share, and that would be appreciated. Got over 3,000 watching on Twitch, over 18,000 watching on YouTube. So welcome everybody. Zane says, I'm being serious. I don't think Sancho is better than Iwobi and Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oh, Zane, you can do super chats, but I don't have to read them. And Abby says, Man United must have bought the mission to sign Sancho and focus on Adama Traore. You've been warned. Well, there's plenty of players out there. They shouldn't, if they don't sign Sancho and they want to risk signing another right winger, that's up to them. But there are plenty of players out there who can play on the right wing. So, but for me, the option begins and ends with Jadon Sancho. That's how I believe and what I believe that they should be doing. Thanks for following, Kate Lee. And let's go United, says Superboy Man Kid. You don't win friends with salad. What a line. It's very true as well. You just don't win friends with salad. You just don't win friends with salad. We are about to kick off, everybody. So I'm just making sure there's something I just need to know before we kick off. How long do you put your lasagna in? It's not that. It's not that. Okay. Relax. Don't do it. Oh, God. That's in my head now. That's going to be in my head if we score. Relax. Frankie goes to Hollywood. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready, people? Are you ready for kickoff? It's Harry Potter against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I mean, what's his first name, really? The Brighton manager? It's Potter something. But we are about to kick off. The timer will come up on the pitch for you as soon as it does. Come on then, United. Let's get it done. Would you rather keep Gomez or get rid of Lingard? Oh, come on, Shane. Of course. I think most people would get rid of Lingard. Man United, we've read that one. Thanks for everyone who's become a member on YouTube tonight as well. You get your little badge next to your name. Thanks for supporting the channel. We don't do Patreon, so if you want to support us, you can become a member and get your badges that will change each month that you are a member. Players will take the knee and then we'll kick off. Zane, shut up. Should get your bank account and send you a big lump of something rather than multiple super chats. Says Harahan. Okay, whatever. And come on, lads, let's go. Says Sean1456. Come on, United. Says Kahir 2002. Let's go. Says Otabi. Go on, United. Says Jerry is the best 23. Look at the clock, ref. It's 2017. You've not kicked off yet. It's too bloody late. Sort yourself out. This is the Premier League. It's 8:17. We went to kick off at 8:15. Not kicked off yet. They've took the knee. And we're off. Greenwood's in great shape, says Dom from the boys. And the quadruple was delivered to us today by the one and only, the legend Mark Goldbridge, as Franco Rojas. If you know, you know. And streaming with Alex says, how long do you feel the fans will give the Glazers and Woodward to deliver the league title? Well, Martial's got it on the left-hand side here. Let me just make sure we've got the timer up and running, which we have. And it was a decent ball in. Frodo Baggins versus Harry Potter and Ed Woodward versus Gollum. Ed Woodward is Gollum, says Amy Assey. That's just rude. And we signed Dorado from Barcelona. Hopefully he gets a better chance at United than Gomez, says Rudy. Okay, well, the game is on. The game is on, and we are on. United are going to have a lot of the ball in this game. Luke Shaw there. being pressured. That's a foul. So Lamptey's going to be sort of playing as a right wing back, isn't he? Really, because it looks like Brighton are playing with a back 5 here. An early goal would be nice in this because it'll force Brighton to have to come out a bit. Do you think that Chelsea are a genuine threat for the coming years, says George? I think that Chelsea always buy well. I have been impressed with Lampard's first year. And I think United and Chelsea are the 2 teams that can be the contenders to get up with Liverpool and Man City. I'm not saying they will, but they look like they're the best placed. I think Chelsea and United look in a better shape than certainly Spurs or Arsenal. Interesting there for a Matabi. He says, I think Martial should be right wing and Greenwood should be striker. And Leicester have been really slack lately and far from the top. Do you think the players would want to leave if they do not achieve top 4, says Henrik Senk. I think Leicester are there to be got at. I mean, look, imagine if we win tonight and Leicester win tomorrow. Here's Luke Shaw down the left-hand side. Not a great cross. Oh, it did find its way to Martial, though. It was a good cross by Luke. Because he didn't put any height on it, I thought it was a bad cross. But actually, it was a very good cross. Good start by Luke Shaw there. Well done. Yeah, so if we win tonight and then Everton take something from Leicester tomorrow, if they beat them, we're 3 points behind them. And we've got to play Leicester. So, you know, the chance is there, isn't it? If you keep winning, the pressure will rise. I tell you what, if Martial had let that cross go from Luke Shaw, Bruno would have had a tap in. It was a brilliant cross by Luke Shaw. Absolutely brilliant. Time for some Luke Shaw propaganda on Twitter. I'm not going to tell you what I'm saying. I'll just do it. I thought it genuinely was a good cross, but it will get the reaction I want. Good start by United though. There's a lot of space. Hopefully Rashford will. I'd like to see Rashford getting a goal tonight because he's looked a little bit rusty. Lively but rusty is what I would say about Rashford. So hopefully he'll get a goal tonight. And hopefully this man will get a goal tonight. If you want to get yourself a Bruno t-shirt or a Martial t-shirt that I was wearing in the Sheffield United game, links in the video description to the United Stand Shopify shop and you can get your t-shirts from there. Look, we didn't do t-shirts for ages because I didn't like certain brands' quality. You know, a lot of these YouTubers do them. I know, and you probably know the brand. You wash it once and you need to use it as a duster. I've washed this about 10 times and it's as good. It's a good quality t-shirt. What I'm saying. So that's why we never did t-shirts for ages. But they're fantastic. If you want to get one, links in the video description. If you're watching on YouTube, Bruno started well, says King Afsan. I think it will be 2-0. Martial and Greenwood, says Twitch. 3 loads of numbers on there. Yeah, I went with a 2-0. What is your score predictions, everybody? I went with a 2-0 to Manchester United tonight. Foul by Lindelof, looking for the ball over the top. I think the internet is becoming... Zane, I can't read that out, Zane, but you know, some people are obviously... You're obviously wealthy. Muzzy Lions, a game the agenda will say is crap. Shaw gets battered undeservedly, says Muzzy Lions. Yeah, well, as I said, there are agendas. There's a chance for Brighton to whip a cross in here anyway, but they haven't. They've refused it. They've got all their big men forward. Maybe they're working it out to the right-hand side to put it in. And that's good work by Mason Greenwood. And the centre-backs of Brighton that came up for no reason. 10-0, says Daniel Luciano. Do you think United have gone with a good formation, says JHX10T? They've gone with the team I would have picked, and I think as a fan, when you say that, Christina Helvarth, I hope you're out. I hope you're well. 2-0, she's gone with as well. Yeah, I think when you pick the team and you're happy with the team, you can't complain about the formation. So I'm happy with it. And people are saying, well, Bruno played 120 minutes on Saturday. It's Tuesday. When he was playing for Sporting Lisbon, he was playing every 3 or 4 days. Lamptey's cross, quite a good cross, and they shoot over the bar from the edge of the box. No trouble for De Gea there. No trouble. Yeah, so I did a bit of research on Brighton today, because if you watched the game at the weekend, you might have remembered me shouting out people like Sean Bean and Jessica Ennis and Sheffield Wednesday. You can all sit down because you've been beaten. Well, Fatboy Slim, remember the DJ? I can't think of any of his songs, but he's a DJ. Katie Price, Jordan, she was born in Brighton. Holly Willoughby, she lives in Brighton. Chris Eubank lives in Brighton as well. So there's a few famous people there with Brighton connections. The Aliens going 4-0 to United. I think hopefully we can get an early goal in this game. Lovely ball by Matic again. And a fantastic ball here. Oh, it was nearly so good from Bruno. Matic to Bruno to try and put Greenwood in, who swapped sides with Rashford. This is what will... this side swapping is really important for Sancho. You know, a lot of people say, oh, he plays off the left. Look at Rashford and look at Greenwood. They've swapped in the first 5 minutes. And this is going to be very important if we can get Sancho, because he won't just play off the right. He will swap around and go on the left. Pogba. It's a poor ball. He's tried to switch it to Rashford. It's gone for a goal kick. Paul Fallon says you're right about that Brighton right back. He looks like a great great talent. Yeah, Lamptey, 19 years of age. I didn't know a lot about him until after the lockdown, and I watched him play a couple of times, and I thought he looks really good. He looks really good. Josh345, very good tactical observation on Twitch. He says, I think we're going to be doing a lot more low crosses as we struggle to win in the air against Lewis Dunk, and I think that's exactly why I thought Luke Shaw's cross was a bad cross, but actually it was a good cross because tactically we are going to hit low ones. So 7 minutes has flown by. United, I think United have had a good lively start. I think Bruno has looked good. Greenwood's looked lively. Luke Shaw's got forward well. Not done a lot down the right hand side yet, but you know, we're moving the ball around well. Matic as well. Matic just looks like he did at Chelsea a few years ago. He looks like a player reborn. Marpe's won it at the end, says Wolfie. He better bloody not. He better bloody not. That's all I'm going to say. United just passing it around the back at the moment. Here's Matic. Oh dear, Matic caught him. Oh, he was fouled. He'd have been getting pelters there if they would have been in a 2v1 situation. But the free kicks moved quickly to Luke Shaw. Getting forward well, Luke Shaw here. Needs a pass. Has to come back to Matic. Nice little... Ooh, Rashford loses it. Look at the energy of Matic. He's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. He's like a reborn... I don't know. What did well when they were reborn that's not religious? Probably nothing, actually. And the scepticism about whether that actually happened, but I don't want to get into that argument. Lamptey is a Chelsea Youth Academy product. They wanted to keep him this January, but he wanted to get first team football and didn't think he'd get it at Chelsea. Fair play to the lad, Sassy. And thank you for letting us know. I didn't know that, so there. Bruno's passing is so good, says Sean Turner. I don't care if he gives the ball a lot. I'd rather him do that outrageous pass than side to side, backwards. Well, look, he gave the ball away when he tried to play Greenwood in, didn't he? It was nearly a world-class pass that nobody could make. And yeah, the ball ends up with the keeper, but, you know, it's the right place to do. No ramen, we don't do it on there, so we won't be doing it on there. I'm a cold hard breakout, Mr. Bug, and I'll rip your heart in two, and I'll leave you lying on the bed. I'll be out the door. Don't know why I'm singing Guns N' Roses. Nice ball up to Martial. Can't quite control it. It's gonna be a good game for Martial tonight because he's up there against Duncan Duffy. Very physical players. Steady start so far, I would say, from United. Let me just have a quick look at something as well. While United have got the ball at the back here, nothing much happening. Please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 727,000. About 400 off. So if you haven't subscribed, bottom right hand corner on YouTube, please do and get involved with the United Stand. Obviously we'll have a match reaction after the game and all the fan cams as well. Ball into Connolly here, up against Lindelof. Do not get him that. Well done, well done. And I think he was offside. Good play by Lindelof there. It's always that ball over the top, that lack of pace in the United centre-back positions that worry me. Stretch, says Mazzy. He knows I've got a bad back, and he knows sitting down for 2 hours is not a good thing for my back. So we stretch it out, we grind, not in that way. It's very good if you've got lower back, whatever they call it, sciatica or something like that. Sounds like a new thing you can get on your Skybox. Yeah, just stretch the back out every 10 minutes. Thanks for reminding me. If you know, you know. People know I have problems with my back. I think Brighton are up for this, says JX10. And poor so far from United, says Twitch. Yeah, I'm not fussed if they won, just past that they're having a fun, says Jay Garner. And Jaden's 10 seconds behind. Don't worry, Jaden. We're 10 seconds ahead. We've not scored yet, so you're not missing anything. Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side. Bruno. No, it's not Bruno. It's Mason Greenwood. Into Pogba. Lay it to Bruno and he'll shoot. Oh, he's hit the post, hasn't he? Did he hit the post? Oh, Bruno, I'm wearing the bloody T-shirt. I wore the Martial T-shirt last week. Bruno and Pogba combined brilliantly here. Bruno, this is like a FIFA. This is what I do on FIFA. Goes to Pogba on the edge of the box and he just moves forward very slowly so the Brighton player will come to him and he can just lay it off. It's brilliant what he does. Lays it off. Bruno hits it first time and he hits the bloody post. Oh, he's hit the post. I'd love that to have gone in. Oh, that's lazy from Rashford again. He's got to sort his final ball out. Good play from Rashford here, though. I think Rashford wants a penalty. Does he want a penalty or a goal kick or what? I don't know what he wants here. Good skills here from Rashford. Oh, I think it's a penalty. I think that's a bloody penalty. No. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Could have been, but probably not. From the first angle, it looked like it was. From the second angle, it looks like, realistically, it'd be a bit harsh on the defender. But, good start from United. Bruno hitting the post. Is Luke Shaw against Lamptey. See the pace of Luke Shaw there, because Lamptey's quick. See, that's good defence by Luke Shaw there, that pace. Straight run. Right, here's Pogba. Now, this is where you stretch them. Oh, look at this from Pogba. I love it. I think United are such an entertaining side on the attack now. Martial gives it into Bruno. He's going to go wide to Wan-Bissaka. There's so much fluidity in this United attack now. It's like watching classic Queen at Wembley. Roger Taylor on the drums. Brian May. Freddie Mercury. We will rock you, baby. Good stuff. Good stuff so far. Programmer loves United. I can't read all your full name. One thing about Twitch is everyone's got very long usernames compared to YouTube. So I read the comments and they're good, but I can't read all the names because it just doesn't make sense. Dr. Dizzy 183 says Seagulls. Yes, the nickname of Brighton is the Seagulls. Those big white crow things. They're horrible, aren't they, seagulls? They've got eyes that look deep into your soul and nick your fish and chips. Nirvana are better than Queen, says Simp. Well, they've got one thing in common. Good game, though. I mean, look, I never disrespected Brighton when I said 2-0 to United. I think we will win, but, it's not like we're playing Norwich. I think Brighton, especially in recent form, beating Arsenal. That's not hard, but the point against Leicester, and they could have had more. Here's Rashford on the left. Go to Bruno. Goes to Shaw. Oh, not a bad cross, but not a lot to aim at, really. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube. Bottom right hand corner. to do that. Steady start from United in the first 15 minutes. Lovely combination between Pogba and Bruno hitting the post from outside the box. Would have been a great goal. Really good. The movement and passing is great. Here's Mason Greenwood into the box. Flicks and flicks. Goal! Get in! Mason Greenwood! Absolutely fantastic. The double step over and Mason Greenwood bangs it into the bottom corner and United have got that early goal. Into the promised land for Manchester United. Brighton's back five are going to have to come out and United do have the early goal. Get in the sea, you smelly, stinky seagulls. Get in the sea and drowned because Mason Greenwood has put Manchester United ahead. Well, Brighton, look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Double step over and then the bottom corner. The keeper's been done by the eyes. This is brilliant. This is what Greenwood's all about. It's just getting better and better. Martinelli better than Greenwood? Kiss my arse. What's he doing? Rubbing his sore ankle injured while he's getting us 3 points. Well, Brighton, you might well be flying against Leicester and Arsenal, but you're in the sea now. You stupid bloody white crow things. 1-0 United. Get in. I'm getting. Lovely stuff. Lovely start. What a goal. Absolutely fantastic. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. He is a talent. He is so like Robin Van Persie, it's unbelievable. But I don't want to say he's like Van Persie because he's Mason Greenwood. He's 18 years of age and he's our player. Absolutely superb goal. And what makes me happy is that this whole team makes me happy about United. I've got to applaud Ollie and I've got to applaud the players because there's been a lot of negativity around this team this season and a lot of it has been justified and deserved. And if you're one of those people who've questioned a lot of things that have gone on at United this season, you'd be right. But something's changed. Bruno Fernandes coming into the club, Pogba and Rashford coming back, everybody responding to that. Something has changed. It's changed in the fan base. It's changed in the club. There's a real belief that, we've got a challenge ahead of us. And it's not just about hopefully getting top 4 this season and winning all our games. It's also about building for next season, building something together. And I tell you what, that goal, that early goal is so important. Because Brighton want to sit back here. They want to sit back and they want to frustrate and they want to make it hard for us. But now we've got the goal. We're like, well, what are you going to do? Lindelof's run opened up the space as Frederick Larsson. Zane's not happy. Who needs Sancho on the right? We've got the mighty Greenwood. I disagree with that comment and I hate it. Jojo Ham, thanks for the comment though. This is good, Mark. Can you say hi to my friend Eric for me? The farmer. We clearly play better now. I'm glad we don't sign Werner, says Chelsea. And Mark, it's only Brighton. Just wait for Martinelli next season. Oh, get lost. Morpay's won it at the end. Morpay's won it at the end. Manchester United 1. Brighton 0. Come on. Good, perfect start. He's exciting, isn't he, Mason Greenwood? He's very exciting. He reminds me of Ronaldo 9. Not as strong yet, though, says Ash G. Can be anything he wants to be, that lad. Anything he wants. Love it. Absolutely love it. Seagulls have been flying lately. Well, the Seagulls have landed. Here's Martial. He's going to run this. Oh, nearly interchanging with Rashford's got it on the edge of the box. It's just one goal, Mark. Martinelli's still ahead, says Dav. Oh, shut up. You don't know football. Free kick on the edge of the box here. If this was FIFA, I'd score this. Bruno Fernandes, top corner, Goldbridge FIFA style on my FIFA career mode. This is a goal. Don't let Rashford on it. This is Bruno Fernandes, dink over the box. Dink over the penalty, over the thing. This is a goal. This is a FIFA goal. Get away from this, Rashford. It's got to be Bruno. It's got to be Bruno. It can't be Rashford. This is like a penalty to me. Don't be sharing the free kicks. You don't take these, Marcus. It's too close. No, don't. It's Bruno. It's not you. It's got to be Bruno. Edge of the box. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, over the bar. At least Rashford let him take it. Just a bit too high. He should be scoring from there. But I think I'm just critical because I would score that on FIFA. But maybe a Scouser, but at least my team isn't utter pish, says Liam 1967. I don't know what team you're talking about, mate, because we're very happy with our team as Manchester United fans at the moment. We know where we've come from. We know where we are. We know we're on the mend, and we're very happy with what we're doing at the moment. And all we're doing at the moment is trying to build something. We're not saying we're going to win the league. We're not saying we're going to win the Champions League. We're not even in it. What we're saying is we've been shit for years. We're trying to get back. And what we're trying to do at the moment is beat Brighton and then Bournemouth and then whoever comes next and put the pressure on Chelsea and Leicester so that we can get Champions League football. Then we can buy Sancho. Then we can be in the Champions League and start getting into building a proper title challenging side. It's step by step, baby. As the new kids on the block used to sing. Oh, what a ball that is by Matic. Rashford's free down the left here. Look, lovely vibrant start from United this. Into Martial. And he wins a corner. That's work. That's work, Tony. Welcome to Salam Al-Wadri, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club, with Stiz as well. If you want to become a member on YouTube, we've got a members club. You get your little badge next to your name. We don't do a Patreon or anything like that. So if you want to support the channel, really appreciate it. You can hit the join button. Why are Bruno and Rashford on the left wing, says Salah Ahmed? Because people are interchanging. And EA Roger says, look how much space Greenwood was in then. There's so much space. This is actually going very similar to the game at Old Trafford when we played Brighton back in the autumn. Brighton came with a good reputation, but they gave us loads of space. Harry Maguire. Ooh, good header from Bruno's corner. There's goals in this game, people. There's goals. There is goals. Please subscribe if you're new. We've just got a little bit of a break in the play here. It might be a drinks break, actually. I hate these drink breaks. I bloody hate them. Welcome to Jamie Stubbs, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for joining, Jamie. Yeah, we're having a drinks break now, so we'll have a little bit of a break here. If you are watching on Twitch, welcome. We do stream the games on Twitch and on YouTube, so welcome on there. Make sure you give us a follow on there. And if you are watching on YouTube, bottom right hand corner, please subscribe if you are new and join the United Stand. Toby Aladapo says, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's got 5 assists and is the best defender we have. Shaw is supposed to be our attacking fullback. Thought we were Manchester United. Oh, why are you spending $5 on a super chat to slag off a United player? Like, what are you on? What motivates you to do that? Why would you do that? Why? I don't get this. We're trying to build something as a football club here. That's the best 11. That's everybody's best 11, statistically, percentage-wise. And you're doing a super chat to slag our left-back off, who's having a good game. He's put a good cross in already. We should have scored from it. It wasn't his fault. And he's had a 1v1 foot race against Lamptey, who's lightning, and he's won it. What's Luke Shaw done wrong to deserve getting slated? And we're winning 1-0. And we're unbeaten in 14 games. I don't get it. I just do not get it. Pogba and Bruno combo is absolutely unreal. Do you agree? Says the Machine 95. High five, I do. It's hard not to get excited about this team now. The passing and movement off the player is excellent. Greenwood is a star in the making. He can be anything he wants to be. Welcome to Susan Brandon, latest member of the United Stand members. And Zane says, come on Brighton. Why did you put up a fight against us and play rubbish against United? Do you know why? Because you're shit and we're not. Harsh, but the truth will set you free, Zane. It really, really will. If we had this team at the start of the season, where do you think we would be in the table? My guess, second, says Tex. Well, we wouldn't be winning the league, would we? I think without getting over excited, I'd say we'd be comfortably in the top 4. We wouldn't be anywhere near the title, of course, because I don't think anybody would be here anywhere near Liverpool this season, and they've been absolutely fantastic. Welcome to United Forever as well, latest member of the United Stand Members Club on YouTube. This team is going to be fire in the future, says Shivan99. I hope so, mate. Greenwood gets it out wide to Wan-Bissaka. Brighton are giving a few fouls away here, and Mason Greenwood's actually injured. Wan-Bissaka's sort of tripping up on himself there, and it goes for a throw-in. Mason Greenwood's down at the moment. Bruno looks tired, says Dave. I don't think Bruno will play that long. I think he'll play about 70 minutes. Wan-Bissaka, edge of the box to Greenwood. Comes back now to Matic. What I love in this game is the way Bruno and Pogba are constantly telling people where to pass the ball. It's like having two very different players who are very the same. Their leadership ability, it's just fantastic. We've missed this. It's always been one player doing it, and now we've got two. Old Harry's chewing his gum a bit. Harry Potter, the Brighton manager. You need a bit of magic, Harry. The ref's dropped his whistle. I thought he was getting a card out there. Thanks to Jaden James, latest member of the Martin Stand Members Club, and Heyman57. Thank you, lads and ladies. Luke Shaw's got it on the left-hand side now. Football is circular. One day we will get new owners and become like Liverpool, says Zane. Yeah. I don't want to tell you the truth. I'm just going to let you believe that. Sometimes it's best with people who are deluded. Look, maybe one day Arsenal will be a good club again. I don't know. I don't know. United just slowing the game down a little bit here. Dr. Dizzy says Martinelli all the way. Look, I can't, look, we're a Manchester United fan channel. Greenwood's better than Martinelli. If Arsenal fans want to think Martinelli's better, that's fine. But Greenwood's done it in bigger games in the first team than what Martinelli's been given opportunity to. So all I can say is, why doesn't he get those opportunities? And maybe he will when he's fit, but he wasn't getting loads of them before he was fit. He was on the bench a lot. So, he can't be that good because I don't rate Lacazette. Remember when we couldn't move the ball up with the likes of Fellaini? Now look at us. The progress is great, says George Montoya. Exactly, George. I think it's just the way we're moving the ball. Luke Shaw! Oh, the cross was there, but there's nobody made a good run for Shaw there. Pogba, he should have shot. Bruno. Yes! Bruno! 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 The T-shirt works again! It works again! Pogba to Bruno. He didn't even hit it as well this time. But Bruno Fernandes gets the goal and the T-shirt works its magic again. The Martial won last week. The Bruno won this week. It's Bruno in red. He's scoring again. It doesn't even work, but it's 2-0 to Manchester United. And I don't know whether it is going to be 2-0 because they're going back to look at an offside from way before. They're going to chalk it out. They're going to chalk it out from a. You can't do that. It's miles after the goal. You can't be going back for offsides. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. They'll chalk this off for offside. They bloody will. Kiss my arse. Absolute joke. That's like 7 seconds afterwards. They've given the goal! They've given the goal! It's 2-0! Get in! They've given it! It's 2-0 and it's Manchester United. 3 points coming home from the seaside. I thought they were going to give it... Well, Luke Shaw did look like he was a bit offside. But it is 2-0 and the goal is given. And it's a goal for Bruno. Get your T-shirts in the link in the video description if you want to. But more importantly, it's the T-shirt. It's not a jinx. It's a positive jinx. It's 2-0. We will be changing the score. Bloody VAR. Doesn't it try and take the fun out of things too much? 2-0. Come on. I was panicking then. And they said... What did they say about Bruno? What did they say? Overrated? Whatever. I predicted 2-0, and it's 2-0 here after half an hour. Brighton. I thought, God, you know, this easy work. This is easy work. There's so much fun to be had on this. Come on, United, switch on. Don't let them back in. God, I was going to have a right rant then. I need to calm down. You know when you start to get yourself into a certain mood? I thought they were going to disallow the goal for Bruno there. Lovely. Absolutely love it. 2-0 Manchester United. We need 4 and above. Hey, let's boost the goal difference. Like, I don't want to be arrogant. I'm happy, Mark, but let's be honest. It was offside, says Andrew Chow. No, you shouldn't be getting offside for that. The phase of play has changed. You can't go back like for that. That'd be stupid. We need to sell Lee Grant in the summer. There's no way he's getting game time if we keep him, says Joel Morris. What a weird thing to say. And Chelsea says, if Ollie win the league before the 23-24 season, he would be younger than Sir Alex was in his first league title. We can do it next season, Mark. I'm hopeful. And Joe Jarham says, Mark, do you have tops for every player in the team? Think you should rotate between them? Yeah, we need to start doing more T-shirts, don't we? Because I haven't got a Rashford one or a Greenwood yet. Mark, wear the Bruno shirt on top of the Martial shirt next time. It works like magic, says Mick. I tell you what, this T-shirt thing's working great. Martial hat-trick last week with a Martial T-shirt on, and Bruno scored already with a Bruno on. It's lovely. It's lovely. What trophy will Man United win next, says JC Crowder. I think that we'll win the Europa League. I'm not so sure about the FA Cup, but I think we'll win the Europa League. If Ollie gets Pogba to stay and Sancho in and a few more players, he's a genius, says Dave MUFC. I mean, look, there was something coming out from L'Equipe today, the French outlet, that and their left back was playing Luke Once as a goner. I only saw the glimpse of it. I didn't get a proper look at it. Maybe we'll get to see it half time. But apparently Pogba's loving it at United. He's playing with a smile on his face. He absolutely loves it. So Luke Shaw's been fantastic this game. He's getting forward like a left winger. Sip of water. Mark, why do you hate on Rashford so much? It's seriously annoying, says Mr. Steele. You're, mate, I think you've got the wrong person. I don't hate on Rashford. It really makes me laugh, actually. I was reading some comments over the last few days on Twitter about, apparently I'm very negative. I've not been negative about United since we signed Bruno. I've never slagged Rashford off. I said a year ago that if he wants to leave, he can go because he was playing crap. And like Matic, he's turned it around. I said at the time that calling Trashford is ridiculous. You know, people were likening him to Danny Welbeck. It's ridiculous. So, you know, I don't. I literally don't know any of the fans of other clubs that don't think Bruno isn't a good player in signings, says Robbo FM. Death Lord Killer says, if Bruno goes off, you're going to have to change your shirt. I'm not going to go naked. I haven't got another shirt. I haven't got one with me. Some people think by telling the truth it's a negative thing, says Xander. Oh, Lamptey's in here. Luke Shaw has gone for a goal kick. It's gone for a goal kick. So we're still 10 minutes away from half time here. Fantastic from United. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, I tell you what, this is going better than I thought. I thought, you know, respect to Brighton. They've done really well in the last 2 games, but United have made light work of them today. Really light work of them. United passing out from the back here. It's a difficult one for Brighton now. They've set themselves up to be defensive. They're 2-0 down. Do you just give up the points and sit back? Or do you actually try and, you know, play for a bit of pride and leave yourself open? I mean, from Ollie's point of view, another goal and then you make a few changes. Seriously on Rashford though, I just still think he looks very rusty. And And it reminds me a bit of like Rooney. When Rooney used to be injured, he'd take a good 4 or 5 games to get back to sharp Rooney. And maybe Rashford's one of those players that just takes a little bit of time to get back, because Pogba's come back and looked absolutely bang on it. Rashford just... but then again, even when Rashford was playing well, he still needs to work on his final ball. These shirts equal Lucky Charms. Mark, make a Rashford one, says Giresh. Yes, that would be a good idea. Can we get a Sancho's t-shirt when we sign him, says Josh. Yes, I definitely think we can do that. I think Maybury won't get game time next season, no. So the goal scorers, Greenwood and Bruno. Bruno had hit the post. I think his goal actually deflected in, but he'd hit the post. He deserved to score one anyway because he hit the post with one. United are on fire here. Pressing Brighton high up the pitch. Bournemouth at home on Saturday. I mean, that should be an easier game than this. This is looking good, and it's just so important to put the pressure on Leicester and Chelsea tomorrow. You know, and it is very important to keep the pressure on the foot on the pedal in this game for goal difference purposes as well. Paul Robinson, one of our moderators, spot on. He says Rashford needs to refocus a bit. Simple stuff, get himself set. Yeah, I think Rashford does have a tendency to, you know, overplay things a bit because he's capable of doing that. But yeah, get the simple the basics right. Habib says, Mark, it's my 20th next week and I ordered myself a Cantona 92-93 away quick. Can't wait. The one with sharp view cam on it. Lovely. And Mark, I'm here in America and I've been watching you for so long. I listen to the United stand while watching the games. Pogba looks happy to me, says Andre Bernard. Look, if Paul Pogba stays at Manchester United, it solves a massive problem. Whether he will do or not, I think he'll be here next season, but whether he'll be here the season after that, I don't know. And Sean Turner says, Rashford is having one. His passing is terrible. I hope Ricky puts up on that like he does with Bruno, says Sean Turner. I don't think Ricky's a massive fan of Rashford anyway. Not that he doesn't like him, but I don't think he wouldn't like say that he'd had a bad game. I don't think Rashford's in his favourite group like Matic and Mata and Marshall. Like the freedom with which the team is playing, Shaw is looking confident and Lindelof is also running with the ball and led to space for Greenwood's goal, says Nitin. It's just a different United. It's a different United. I need to make a note of that for the reaction. We're just playing differently. You know, most of the season up until the Burnley game and when we bought Bruno, he was playing like Pereira or Lingard as the creative player, and they're rubbish at that. They don't get on the ball, and therefore you don't move up the pitch. So therefore, a lot of the goals we scored were goals that were scored on the break. And now we are a team that's very progressive and moving the ball through the pitch. So great to see. Brighton trying to pay out from the back here, and they've been pressured, and there's a free kick high up the pitch. Five minutes to half time. This puts Wolves under pressure. I'm not worried about Wolves. I don't even care if Wolves keep on winning. I think United. What people say, oh, what Wolves? Oh, that's a bad ball by Mason, but I think United will win it back quick enough. In fact, he wins it back well. Nicely ball into Bruno there from Pogba. You see, this is why Pogba plays deeper and Bruno plays higher up the pitch. I remember saying this to Adam, who comes on the Sunday show and does fan cams. He said he'd like to see Bruno playing deeper and Pogba play more advanced. For me, Bruno plays more advanced because he's got the more intricate short range passing game, and Pogba plays deeper because he's got an amazing longer passing range game. So that's why it just seems to work. Luke Shaw's been superb, says Bello. Yeah, I'm gonna whack a tweet out actually about that. I think it's very important to stay positive. I'd like to get another one before half time. Oh, Bruno anticipating the movement there. Is this Lamptey? It's not Lamptey actually. Lamptey's further up the pitch. Leeds are losing, says Max Moore. What do you predict for Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid today, says Marcus. I didn't even know they were playing Marcus MUTD 2007. And major props to Ollie and his staff for Greenwood's development. This has been orchestrated beautifully. We will see that boy thrive, says Harshney. Look, you know what? I've said this about Ollie, and I'm more than happy to admit, like most fans were, I was very worried after the Burnley game, and I thought, you know what? This is bad. This is bad. And then they bought Bruno Fernandes, and I thought, well, that should have happened in the summer. Let's see what happens. And since that's happened, things have got gradually better. So I ain't got no issue with people being vocally unhappy when things were going very, very badly. But I think when things are going good, like I said about that guy about the Luke Shaw thing, I think Luke Shaw's been one of our better players in the first half. And yet somebody's having a go at him. I don't think that helps what we're trying to achieve here. I think this is our best 11. There's no debate about anybody coming into this team at the moment. Yes, I think we need more pace in the centre-back positions, but in the games that we've got left, I don't think that's going to be a problem because we're not going to be playing teams with a great amount of pace. Martial is a bit wide here. He's going to have to cut back. Come back. Goes to Greenwood. So United keeping the ball here and not losing it. Very clever. Pogba into the box. Oh, he probably should have gone for Bruno there on the edge, but Brighton bring it away. But yeah, this to me is United's best 11. So I'm not going to be critical of it unless they have a bad game and then you say, yeah, they deserve to be brought off, etc., etc. The team is playing well. It's exciting to watch. We're creating chances. We're moving the ball quickly. The contrast is night and day. From what we've been playing up until Bruno came in to what we're playing since Bruno came in is very different. And actually, what we were playing from when Bruno came in to lockdown to what we're playing now is another step up because you've got Pogba and you've got Rashford added to the team. So we are making progress now. We're finally starting to see it, but you've got to add to that progress because my problem with United is that beyond this 11, who do you trust? You know, do McTominay and Fred move the ball like this lot? No. Are Lingard and Pereira anywhere near as good as Bruno? No. The only player I think on the bench that I trust really is Ighalo to come on if you need to take Martial off. I think if you take Pogba off and you put McTominay on and you take Bruno off and you put Pereira on, I'm a little bit worried that Brighton might get back into the game. So we need squad depth, which is why the Grealishes and the Sanchos are really important because if Sancho's starting this game and Greenwood's on the bench and Grealish is on the bench, you're like, oh my God, you know, we've got some real depth here. We're ahead of things to officiating, don't like it. This is the Turbo Warrior 3-4 thing. We're ahead because of bad officiating. Pogba looks quite happy now playing with Bruno. I'm still not sure about Matic against stronger teams that will pressure him on the ball though, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. And Sean Turner, watching this, we don't need a right winger, we need a left winger. And I like Shaw, but his decision making is awful. Well, I disagree with you, Sean, because he put a fantastic crossing in the first 5 minutes. And if Martial had let it go, Bruno would have scored and it would have been a great assist. Matic gets it wide to Wan-Bissaka into Pogba. Bruno, poor cross. Pogba's looking really happy, says Daniel Luciano. Do you think we'll actually sign Sancho? Sky Sports are saying no, says M3WTS_ow. Look, we've got to sign Sancho. He's the player that Manchester United want to sign, so we've got to sign him. I know that's a very simplistic answer, but we've got to go and sign him. You know, we need squad depth. This squad is not going to win the title. That bench is not good enough. The first team's good. It still needs things adding to it, but we need more depth without a shadow of a doubt. Cross out to Rashford on the edge of the left side of the centre box. Penalty box to Luke Shaw. Bruno. Shaw into Rashford. To Bruno. Still out on the left-hand side. 69 Big Tall Guy says, do you think you could beat Chelsea in the FA Cup considering their current form? I don't mind Chelsea knocking us out of the FA Cup if we finish above them in the league, to be honest. I know that sounds odd, but I think United will go all out for the Europa League in August, and I'll be happy with top 4 in that. Free kick to United here. We're nearly at half time. Mark, please say... What's the price? No, I'm not going to say that. Do you think we should buy Osimhen? Says Marcus. I think the Osimhen's meant to be going to... I saw Napoli today. It's a yellow card tackle, surely, on Rashford. I'd only just seen that back there. Montoya should get a yellow card for that. Nothing given. Hassan says, what's with United never passing to Bruno on the edge of the box? Well, he has scored from the edge of the box and he has hit the post from the edge of the box. Cross coming in from Bruno. Doesn't beat the first man. And the referee blows for half-time. And it's a very, very good half from Manchester United, that. Very, very good. Mason Greenwood getting the early goal, which is fantastic. And then Bruno getting the second goal as well. And I tell you what, that's always what you want. When you've scored the first early goal, get the second goal quickly, and then the onus is on Brighton now. Are you going to attack us? I mean, for me, the points are in the bag. Never say never, but the points are in the bag. Because what are Brighton going to do? They're too scared to attack us because they know what we're going to do on the break with that front three. And Potter, it's Graham Potter or George Potter. I can't remember what the Brighton manager's name is. It's G Potter, not Harry Potter. He ain't got no bloody Illuminous charm or Expecto Patronum or anything like that. He hasn't got any of that. He's got more pay. He ain't got a wand. If James comes on, do you think he will burn with pace? Says the Legend Killer. It depends how Brighton. It depends how Brighton are going to approach the second half. Really, it really does. Thanks everyone who's watching on Twitch. By the way, nearly 4,000 watching. So please follow us on Twitch. There is a follow button there. We're trying to get up to 2,500 today. So we've only done a couple of streams on there. So thank you very much. And if you're watching on YouTube, thanks everyone who's become a member by clicking the join button. We don't do Patreon or anything like that. So if you want to support the channel, really appreciate it. You get a little badge next to your name in the comments. Like Vignesh and Foxy7674 and Card Tricker Jeffrey. Thanks for becoming members. You can do that through the join button. And please subscribe on YouTube. Bottom right hand corner, that's free. Bottom right hand corner, subscribe to the channel. I'll check what we're doing for numbers on that. Stephanie, thank you for becoming a member as well. Andrew Chow says, I believe our fan base is so divided even though there are positives. Similar to Arsenal. Is it because both clubs have declined and pick fights from within? I think we need to move past that. Look, you know what? People have gone, oh, you've been negative in the past, and I have. But I did say that lockdown had changed me in relation to how I want to be more positive and, appreciate things and not moan when you don't need to moan. But also, I'd been more positive before lockdown with United anyway, because I'd seen a change. Welcome to Voyel, Nagubo and Mains Chicotti, latest members of the club. I felt that there was a change at United. Bruno was the thing for me. And people say, oh, you can't just change your opinion because of Bruno. Well, I can, because if you watch this channel for a year, this time last year, I was like, Bruno Fernandes. All summer, Bruno Fernandes. When we didn't get him, that was the player we needed to get. After Burnley, I was like, Ollie can go. He ain't good enough. And then I'm hearing we're signing Bruno. I'm like, if we get Bruno, I'll give Ollie 2 years. Because I think he's that good and important. So as soon as we brought Bruno in, I was like, right, he's probably lucky to still be in a job, thinking about all the games he'd lost to Newcastle and Bournemouth and Watford and Burnley and everybody else. But as soon as Bruno came in, I was like, I want this signing. I can't want the signing and then want him to fail because I want the manager to go. I've got to back the whole thing, and I believe that this is the signing that should have happened in the summer. And things have got better from Bruno. Everybody started playing better with Bruno. And now Pogba and Rashford have come back and the team's gone up another level. We look like a good team. We look like a team that's building things. We look like the team that the club said we were going to be a year ago. Oh, we're going in the right direction. We're building for the future. And I never thought they were. But when they brought Bruno in, I was like, well, that is the signing that we're building for the future. And like Sancho would be as well. We've still got to do that deal. But I think that we are stepping in the right direction. And it's like a casual Sunday drive with my gran relaxed and smells oddly like baked cabbage, says Josh Sutton. I mean, we can't complain that we're doing well. Welcome to Scott Keane, latest member of the club. And has Zane forgot this is the United stand, says Henry. He just wants us to fail. He just wants us to fail. But very, very happy with that half from Manchester United, of course. And me and Flex were talking about it with you all in the hour before kickoff. Obviously, we go out live an hour before with the team news. I predicted 2-0 for the final score. I hope it's going to be more than that. But we both said that we felt that things were changing in the right direction for Manchester United. And Flex, I think we've seen that in that first half. It just feels different. But United, they seem to be doing what... It's like that November when you look at the run of 5 fixtures and say, oh yeah, we should win all of them. And you never do. But now there's just that feeling that actually we are finally, after all these years, going to start being consistent and win a load of games.
It looks that way. It's still early days and we've got to put this run together. But by what we're seeing, I haven't seen us look this good in so long. And you know what the thing I was most impressed about that half? Obviously, Bruno and Pogba link up is brilliant and stuff like that. Greenwood's goal is brilliant. But I'm talking about generally as a team, our penetrative passes are so consistent now. And there's still a few players who are trying to get up to that speed, up to that wavelength of quick zipping passing. But with Pogba and Bruno in that midfield and Matic as well, the penetrative passes that are played, even 10-yard passes, 15 yards, 5 passes, everything is played with zip and purpose and intensity. And that sets the tone. I was talking about it before the game, saying that we see how Brighton was going to set up. We knew exactly what they're going to do. And we could have made it a really comfortable evening for them. And I think Martial has probably had to suffer against them 3 big centre-halves.
He's worked hard, though, hasn't he? Yeah.
He's worked hard. But what that's allowed is the others in Bruno, Pogba, Greenwood, to take the mantelpiece. And what they've done, just the basic passes in between lines, it just sets the whole tone of the game. And we've just been in defence as well. They haven't had a lot to do, but I'll tell you what they have done, they've done efficiently and they've done it quickly to get us playing again and get us on the attack. Because, if you dwell too much on it as a defender when you're playing against a team like Brighton, you just don't get an attack. So I think the whole team is understanding that we need to play with more intensity and purpose, and we've just got better players in them position. Like I just heard you there talking about Bruno, about the difference that he's made. He's just so infectious. And did he give the ball away a couple of times? Yes, he did, because he was trying. There was that pass, wasn't he, where I think Matic gave it him, and he tried to play this world-class pass to Greenwood, and it was just wrong. But nobody in the world, not many players in the league can do it. So people like Ricky and everyone who goes, he gives the ball away too much. Well, if he's giving the ball away like that, I'd much rather he was trying to do that, because it will work sometimes. 100%. We've had the era, too many eras now since Sir Alex has left, of the safe passes, the passes that actually give you a great percentage on paper. Under Van Gaal, we used to have record amounts of penetration, of keeping possession of the football, and it didn't amount to anything. And it just depends on what your criteria is. If your criteria is you want someone who's just going to play percentage safe passes and go sideways and backwards and finish the game with a 95% pass completion or 98% pass completion, then certain players will be the right guys for you. But if you want someone to take risk that we've been crying out for, let's face it, we've been crying out for that, right? For such a long time, for a proper number 10. We've tried Kagawa there, didn't work. Tried Mata there, didn't really materialise. We've had so many players in that position, Jesse Lingard, Pereira, and now we get someone like Bruno, and I think it's just very easy to say he doesn't play the percentage passes. I understand the criticism, but for me, what he's doing is brilliant. And off the ball as well. As soon as the ball gets played to a defender in the final third, Bruno almost becomes an actual striker and just initiates the press, and it just drives us all up the pitch an extra 5-10 yards, and it just keeps us in control.
Fullbacks have been very attacking today. Love it, says Jack Brown. I've just got a few super chats to go through. Welcome to Rohit Reddy and YK Shawakati, latest members of the club. Jordan Such says, I do feel like Brighton had written this game off even before kickoff with them playing Norwich at the weekend. I don't. We'll come back to that. Nice dance, Mark. Here, have a fiver, says Josh Sutton. T-Rex, go get it. I'm very happy with our progress under Ollie. I haven't felt this positive about my club in a long time. Waknaki says, I love the slick, fast attacking football United is playing. The Genius says maybe you should wear a Lingard shirt Nah. And Bruno, criticism gone quiet within a week. Excellent performance from both wing-backs, both being crucial in both goals. The midfield trio also. And that's something I would like to really discover. I mean, look, you'll do it. I know you'll do it. But I know you'll be doing fan cams with Rance and Ricky. I think for Ricky, you know, the Bruno thing, he's got to, and I think he will, but he's got to, he'll probably come out and say, yeah, but you know what, Flex? He's watched my fan cam, and he's done what I've told him to do. But with Rance, he has got to start putting some respect on Luke Shaw's name. I mean, the second goal comes from Luke Shaw making a darting run forward. And in the first 5 minutes, it should have been 1-0. If Martial had let that go, Bruno had a tap in from a Luke Shaw cross. Yeah. Him and Wan-Bissaka have been superb at getting forward. Now, look, I think both of them need to work on their delivery. They're not Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold by a long way. They're not that. But they are absolutely fantastic. And in relation to their getting forward. And I mean, look, Manu Pastor says Shaw is crap. Mate, all I'm going to say to you is that you're a bitter agenda person who doesn't support Manchester United, because I cannot understand a United fan having a negative thing to say about our players at the moment. We're on a 14-game unbeaten run. That's our best 11, and they're playing fantastically well. If you're going to go with your agenda on any individual player at the moment, I don't think you want United to succeed. I think you're in the club of, I want Ollie to fail because I want to be proved right. I cannot get on the page of somebody being critical of any player in that team at the moment. You might have been in the past. I have been in the past, because they weren't performing in the past. But at the moment, that team is playing fantastically well. That is our best 11, and it's for everybody else on the bench to force their way into a performing team at the moment. They're playing really well, and I don't think it serves a purpose at the moment for people to be going, yeah, we did well, but he's shit, I'd still get rid of him. I just don't see it. I just do not see it. Everybody is performing well. And defensively, that Lamptey, we spoke about him, great ball to him, he's sprinting onto it, 1v1 with Shaw, who gets there first?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It could have been a little bit of banana skin. And look, you can't praise Shaw too much for locking out a guy who's only played one Premier League game. That's what should happen. But essentially, he's just proven that he's up to the task. It's not a question of his legs and the young kids come in and absolutely breezed him out and stuff like that. It's just not that. So, look, I've said it for a while now, right back towards maybe 5 or 6, even 7 games into this run that we're on. That you can just see signs. We're not stupid enough to think that we're back. We're not stupid enough to think that we're going to challenge for the titles immediately. But what we can see is clear, evident, and obvious signs that we're going in the right direction. You don't have to predict if Solskjaer's going to win the Premier League with us. You don't have to predict, where we're going to be with Solskjaer in 5 years. It is about the immediate future and the not too distant future as well, not in terms of not 5 years in advance. And if you look at it, you look at the signings that Solskjaer's made, you look at the dressing room that he's now knitted together, you look at the people he's got rid of and probably will get rid of in the summer, you look at the names we're linked with, you look at the most of all, out of all what I just said, the performances on the pitch, and the record speaks for itself. What is it? We conceded, 4 goals in the last 33 or 34 games, is it?
Yeah.
Something like that. And scored like 33, 34 goals, maybe 35 now with this. That, you can't, the record doesn't lie. Now, look, don't get me wrong. If it all comes crumbling down over the next 6 months and we go back to being inconsistent and poor and crap on the ball and not creating chances, then that's a different conversation. But you have to talk about the moment that the team is in. You can't always be able to just predict that in 9 months' time, Bruno won't be able to do that anymore, so we'll be crap again. You can't do that. You've got to look at what's going on. And so far, at the end of the day, we are making progress, factually.
I agree. I mean, Adam says Luke Shaw is the best English left-back. Great work, Mark. I've been watching since you and Rance used to go live at Trafalgar Square. It's still going on. Rocking Toe says, how comfortable is this? Now, Mark, who should be rested? We'll talk about that, actually. And Zane saying they're going to get the 3 musketeers of Pepe, Martinelli and Aubameyang. You won't, because they're going to leave. And Abdullah A, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks, everyone who's watching on YouTube. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. I don't know what we're on at the moment, but I'll check in a minute. And thanks, everyone who's watching on Twitch as well. We've got nearly 4,000 watching there, so make sure you give us a follow. We do the match watch-alongs on there as well. But we're 2-0 up. Would you make any changes yet? I mean, look, I said that's the problem, isn't it?
No changes.
Yeah. Do you trust Pereira, McTominay, Fred? I don't trust them enough that this game could, 2-0 is a dangerous. If it's 3-0, make the changes. But 2-0,
yeah.
I don't make any. No.
Don't need to. You got to remember. Look, I know about injuries and stuff like that. These players have had 3 months off. You need the matches. You need the minutes under your belt to get fit, especially in confidence. Like, you know, we're playing with confidence, and it's a great atmosphere to be in. It's a great right now. So if you're playing well and you're Bruno and you've got your groove, you're Pogba, you're just getting back into your stride. Pogba as well, winning the ball back as well has been brilliant. Mason Greenwood winning the ball back has been brilliant. If you're these players, you've got your goal, you've got your assist, you're doing well. You want to just keep playing, you know. And also, look, they're going to change it now. Mope's coming on at half-time, I can see, and someone else. So, you know, they're going to change their shape, and it'll probably be a little bit more open as that Trossard coming as well. Yeah, so, look, we're going to have to adapt to that, see how it is first 10 minutes.
But that's good for us for goal difference, isn't it? Yeah, they're going to go. I'm glad they're going to have a go, because I thought they might just sit back and go, let's keep it at 2, but they're going to have a go, which is important.
Exactly, which helps us. So, no, definitely don't need to make any changes yet.
Jordan Search, call me mad, but I think Luke Shaw is better than Chilwell. I like Shaw. Well, Chilwell's overrated, mate. He's very good going forward. Defensively, he ain't good. Luke Shaw's way better defensively than him. I'd say Chilwell's better going forward. Ajmal, Mark is Woodward trying to play Greenwood on the right-hand side and not by Sancho. No, I see. I don't know what you think about this flex quickly, but for me, yeah, Greenwood's been fantastic. But look at the bench. That's your best 11, but when people start getting injured, who are you bringing in? This is why we need Sancho. This is why we need a Grealish, because the bench is not good enough.
It's too much of a drop. It's too much of a drop in class. And look, people will say that, well, Sancho, he's only he's technically a year older than Mason, really. So it's not really about the age thing, about wanting an 18-year-old to come in and have that burden on his back. The difference is Sancho is there. He's proved it. He's played Champions League. He's been around for a couple of seasons and got the X factor. Greenwood will have the X factor and is growing, but it also helps his development. And also, as a club, you talk about the Bayern Munichs. They've, like you said, they've got a Gnabry, they've got a Coman, they've got a Perisic, they've now got a Sane.
Yeah.
You just go and get depth, quality and depth, and that's what we don't have.
All right, mate. Well, we'll see you on the fan cams after the match, and thanks for tuning in.
Nice one.
Speak in a bit, pal. Everything looking good. The timers has started for the second half. Streaming with Alex says, I appreciate the positivity, but I've been down this road before. How much time do we give this newest attempt at getting back to the top? I don't want to be sat here in a year's time trying for top 4. And Gary O'Brien, Mark and Flex, always my favourite duo. No disrespect to any others. I listen to everyone on the United Stand, particularly Ricky. I do like Ricky's fan cam, Gary. And not that I'm worried about Morpay coming in, but Luke Shaw needs to take him out immediately. I want a comfy second half. And finally, we're getting goals only from individual brilliance or mistakes from actually team play. I've been watching you since Rance and you sank that ship in Mallorca. Yeah, keep telling me what me and Rance didn't do but did do. Tim, thank you very much for that. Yeah, and we are 200 subscribers away from 727,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you've not subscribed, please do now, bottom right-hand corner, and we should be able to change that number that I haven't changed from 725 yet. But you save me a job if you just subscribe bottom right-hand corner now, and we can just change it to 727 when I do that. But yeah, Manchester United leading 2-0 here. And just going back to what Streaming with Alex was saying about, you know, we've been down this road before. I think the only time we've been down this road before, Alex, was when Ollie first came in between December and him getting the job, and everything was fantastic. Brighton just coming down the right-hand side here. Cross comes in. Matic, get rid of it, Maguire. I think Brighton are going to have a go, but United should be able to hit them on the break a little bit. Nice ball in there. Bruno tackled. Mark Tierney is our Braveheart gunner. When he settles, he'll be the buy of the season, says Zane. You do need to go on AFTV a bit. Such a brilliant first half from United. Just think how much potential this team could have if we sign Sancho and Grealish and keep Pogba. Also, Shaw was brilliant, says Barry Cullen. When you know, you know. But going back to what Streaming with Alex was saying. Look, I think if we slip tonight, or we slip against Bournemouth or Southampton or Villa or Palace or West Ham in the next few weeks, we can't afford to do that. We've got to win every game. We're really on the bottom rungs of the ladder. We beat Sheffield United. We're going to beat Brighton, hopefully. Then the next game is the cup final. Then the next. We've just got to keep getting 3 points. If we want to get top 4, we've got to win every game. So we're on the rungs of the ladder, like I say. And that's the situation that we're obviously in. But I also I do think that this is a little bit different. In the sense that we have got a 14-game unbeaten run, I think, now. And the difference with United is you know, how many times have we actually won loads and loads of games in a row? And that's what we're trying to do now. So I think Luke Shaw's just been booked there. He was a little bit late. And I think that's the thing. The challenge now is to go and do that, isn't it? So Danny Masama says, bloody Twitter, man. You make one criticism about one aspect of one player's game, i.e. Bruno's delivery, and you get jumped on. Well, welcome to Twitter. And Mark, please do the Sunday show again as a panel show with Saeed, Adam, and Ricky. It worked really well. This is Jonathan Berry. We do it every Sunday now, man. It's a what's the word? It's a staple of the show. We do it every Sunday. United on the attack here. Back post. Bruno. Yes! Bruno Fernandes on the volley. That's 2. The T-shirt works again. The T-shirt works again. Abracadabra. That's magic. He pulls out his wand. He volleys it in to make it 3-0. Bruno Fernandes is on a hat-trick. What's going on with these T-shirts? What's going on with these T-shirts? The cross comes in, it comes across him, and he just volleys it home. As we watch this back, it's a great interception by... Well, I thought Matic was going to make the tackle. Harry Maguire wins the header. Matic with a great ball out wide. And I think it's going to be Mason Greenwood. It is Mason Greenwood who's going to get the assist. Cross to the back post. Bruno on... Oh, it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. And Bruno's on a hat-trick. And Brighton are sinking fast. We said that Katie Price was from Brighton. Well, they might need a couple of those inflatables to stay afloat. They are sinking without a trace here. Like the Titanic. 3-0 down. And Manchester United are making this easier than any of us thought it was going to be. It's fantastic. Get in... And I tell you what... You can get in the sea with Brighton as well. All you people, oh, he's overrated. Bruno, shit, he's overrated. Oh, he's only been there a few games. Oh, he's crap. This, that and the other. Factually, the most creative and goal-scoring assist midfielder in the English game is Bruno Fernandes since the start of February. Sit down in the sea with Brighton. Get in. Matic's pass was exquisite as well. Greenwood's cross was superb. And the volley by Bruno. This is... If Barcelona were doing this, people would say they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I tell you what, that was magnificent. And United are just rampant. United rampant. I'm so proud of the lads. Again, I thought they were superb against Sheffield United. I think they're even better tonight. Absolutely fantastic. (3-0). This is it. Brighton. Fair play to Brighton for coming and have a go in the second half, but it opens up the game, and I think United could really... I mean, what are we going for here? I'm happy with 3-0. I'm gonna check in a minute what the actual goal difference is. But if Bruno Fernandes gets a hat-trick, and I'm wearing a Bruno t-shirt, and last week Martial got a hat-trick, and I was wearing a Martial t-shirt, I don't know what I'm going to do for the next game. I think I'm going to get a Lingard one. Yeah. No, I'm not really. That would ruin it. But no, maybe the t-shirt thing can be the thing that gets Jesse back. Oh, it's great. When things are going well, it's great. Look, I'm not going to go over the top. It's just great to be... you know what the best thing is? It's not even winning 3-0. It's the enjoyment of the goals. It's the football. It's none of this counter-attacking crap. It's actually fast, penetrative, creative football, moving the ball quickly. It's a joy to behold. It really is. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Streaming with Alex says, if Bruno gets the hat-trick, I'll finally go in for a couple of the United Stand shirts. And, well, the magic shirts, if you want to get them, the link's in the video description. We do them in all colours and all sizes, and we do ship worldwide. But there's a Martial one from last week, and this one's doing well. Remember how shaky our wing-back was? Ashley Young, now it's titanium, says Engvi Farman. And Jenks1102, should we sub the best or increased goal difference? Mark, get yourself a De Gea top, says Jamie Milnes. Well, De Gea's got a cigar on, hasn't he? De Gea's had nothing to do. Really like Rashi to score to get his confidence up, says Jordan M. See, I want Martial to score as well. I want Martial to keep getting goals as well. Think Ricky blew a load from that ball from Matic? Well, the thing is, I can tell you what's going to happen in Ricky's fan camp. Flex will say, come on, Ricky, you've got to give Bruno a bit of credit for his performance today. Well, Fleck, I would give him some credit, but let's talk about why he scored. The volley and the technique was great, Fleck, but actually, it's not great because it's the ball from Matic. Matic is the reason he scores that volley, not Bruno. He actually shouts at him as well. He does the pass, Greenwood crosses it, and as it comes across, Matic shouts. Look, I can hear it. I've listened it back 10 times. He shouts, Bruno, volley it, and he does it. So it's Matic. It's not Bruno. Nemanja Pirlo Matic, he's been pretty good since December, says Sankadeep. And good cross from Brighton there. But De Gea's got hold of it. Think, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Conspiracy theory, Goldbridge is match fixing to sell more T-shirts, says Old King. And Aubameyang and Pepe couldn't do this against the Seagulls, says Jordan Such. Yeah, Arsenal are in the mud. Arsenal are in the mud at the moment. But what I wanted to check anyway, amongst all the excitement here, and there is a lot of excitement, we are 3-0 up. Our goal difference is 20, and Leicester's is 30, and Chelsea's is 14. That's with the 3 goals that we've got. So our goal difference is 20 and Leicester's is 30. So I think you go for goal difference, don't you? Because they've still got a 10 better goal difference than us. And look, there's plenty of games. There are plenty of games for us to turn that around. But, you know, you go for goals. You go for goals. Hi, Mark. Can you wish my friend Gabriel a happy birthday? He loves United and has recently come out as gay and thinks you have an amazing channel. I hope that's true, Freddie, but because I'm happy to say happy birthday. And Mark, at least you can take the piss out of Arsenal for more pay without thought now, says why the Hedgehog Gaming 5. Yeah, well, look, Arsenal will be in the mud as things stand at the moment. In the mud. They won't be liking this. They'll have been hoping tonight that Brighton are going to win. They'll be hoping that we were going to lose so that they could try and catch us. Do you take Bruno off or do you keep him on for a hat-trick? You keep him on for a bloody hat-trick. You couldn't drag him out of there at the moment. We've only had 55 minutes. There's 35 minutes of this brilliant game still to go. We could get 4 or 5. I love football, me. I love it. I've always felt like it's good. What shirt are you going to wear against Bournemouth? I'm captaining whichever one you pick for my fantasy league, says Jasper. I don't know, you know. I think I might wear Martial again. I've got to keep the run going, haven't I, until I can get another one. I've seen enough. Bruno shirt ordered, says Mark Birrick. If you want to get them, the link's in the video description. Bruno just trying to feed Martial in there. It's not a great pass. Mason Greenwood with an assist as well. No, don't forget that. Mason Greenwood's got the assist. So we've got 2 goals for Bruno and a goal for Mason Greenwood. I don't know why the first goal was given to Bruno, though, because it did look like it was going wide. But yeah, a goal for Greenwood, 2 for Bruno, an assist for Greenwood, an assist for Pogba. And was it Lindelof who got the assist on Greenwood's? I know it was more of an individual. Bruno is our Cantona, says Arch. Mark, have you reacted to your 4-4 Toon videos? Says Marcus MUT 2000. Am I on 4-4 Toons? Didn't even know. If people don't tell me, I don't know. I don't watch every 4-4 Toons videos, but if they've done one with me in it, I'll watch it. When did it come out? England is amazing. Apparently, is saying that as well. Make sure you give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch, by the way. Nice to be doing videos on there, the watch-alongs. We may start dual streaming some other stuff as well, but do give us a follow if you're watching on there. Thank you very much. Pogba's conceded a foul here. A few super chats coming in. Mark, Bruno won't stay long at United, says Zane. Oh, get in the sea with the seagulls. Breaking news, Ricky admits Bruno's class on Twitter, probably through gritted teeth, but who cares? And you joke about it, but Ricky will credit Matic for Bruno's goal. Also, shout out to Lindelof. He looks so comfortable on the ball. A nice calm, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. And thank you to Express82 for becoming a member of the United Stands Members Club. So free kick for Brighton here. Look, I'll take this score happily. I'd like to get a couple more, but if you had said to me 3-0, oh, Brighton are in here. Oh, that was a very, very clever free kick from Brighton. Fed it into Trossard, I think. And he shot just wide. United sleeping a little bit there. I don't know whose man it is. Bruno's man. Would have been Bruno's fault. He can't get everything right. Take Bruno out now or go for the hat-trick, says the Jordat. Well, what do you think in the live comments? It's a fair point. And get Scott on for Bruno and push Pogba further up, says Ryan. Oh, it's not every day you're going to get the chance to get a hat-trick for United as a midfield player. I think you keep him on. I think you keep him on. It's a lovely ball by Lindelof again, and Martial feeds it out wide to Luke Shaw. Some of the build-up play from United's been really good today. We're 70 subscribers away from 727,000, so please subscribe if you're new on YouTube, and I can change that number in the top right-hand corner, please. I mean, you could rest players against Bournemouth at the weekend. I mean, I wouldn't. I just think that the way United are playing at the moment, they're so full of confidence. They're so enjoying how they're playing. And everybody's playing so well that they could average 3 goals a game. Have Bruno on triple captain for this game. 33 points is Gabriel Jackson. We've got a new member as well. Welcome to Ryan Garton and DMR Gaming. Welcome, lads and ladies. And Express82. We've got a super chat from Zane. I can't read that out, Zane. And Bruno would have had a hat-trick already if he didn't hit the post in the first half. Quality player, says Anthony Zabata. Well, I think Bruno's on the pitch in case we get a penalty, isn't he? Do I need to write 4-4 Toons down then to go and watch something? Is there something with me in it? I can't seem to see anybody on Twitch or YouTube saying anything on it. Matt Whitten says he's going to get 150 quid if the score doesn't change. Well, look, people will be saying we can get 5 or 6, but the football doesn't always work like that. You know, United might take their foot off. It's a terrible ball by Pogba, but it's all right. United have still got plenty of players back. It's a 3v4. Luke Shaw's got to be careful because he is on a yellow. And Bruno's covered for him well. See, Bruno in the left-back position there. Amazing. Risky plays, encouraging clever runs by themselves, says Kirill. Rashford overruns it. I don't know whether Dan James would be a good player to bring on in this game, though. The shirt's done it again, says Michelle Francis. I personally think I would get... I'd get Dan James on for Rashford. think Bruno's coming off. No hat-trick for Bruno. He's probably very tired. He's covered the most distance. And Pereira comes on. Bruno's our best player since John O'Shea. And McTominay's on as well, probably for Matic. So Luke Shaw's come off. That's a clever thing to do as well by Ollie. I'm surprised I hadn't mentioned that, and I'm surprised that I'm sure super chats in the live comments. Not the type of game for James. Brighton won't give him any pace to run into. It's just Scott Bennett, and Bruno's our best player since John O'Shea, said Reece Tate, who loves John O'Shea. Quality player Bruno, says Pick Skull, and Bruno, you sexy beast, says Josh Hardy. Bruno's too good for Manchester United, says Jay Crowder. Let's go, Bruno and Greenwood. Great stuff, says Littlefish92. So, 3 substitutions from United. Williams coming on for Luke Shaw is a brilliant decision because Luke Shaw did play at the weekend as well. And obviously he's on a yellow card as well. So that's a good point. McTominay coming on for Matic. And Pereira... Actually, I think McTominay might have come on for Pogba. Oh, nearly a header there from Brandon Williams. I wonder how referees feel with no fans. I'm sure there's a correlation between the accuracy in their decisions, whether the fans are there or not. P.S. We are playing so efficiently and I'm very happy, says Wasim Ashraf. So Pereira's come on for Bruno. Brandon Williams has come on for Luke Shaw. And McTominay's come on for Pogba. Matic is still on the pitch. They're the 3 substitutions. So, good opportunity for McTominay to get something in his legs, because I don't think he's been playing well since lockdown. Brandon Williams and Pereira for Bruno and Shaw just allows us to rest those players. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's nice if Bruno gets a hat-trick, but also it's nice if he doesn't get injured from fatigue, and he'll be playing against Bournemouth now, so... The Nelly says that Zane's got a Mark Goldbridge poster on his wall. He's got a Mark Goldbridge poster on his wall. He's got a Mark Goldbridge poster on his wall. Well, now Bruno's gone off. I hope Martial scores. Cruising. United are cruising and Brighton are losing. Have you seen that tweet on the United Stand Twitter? I know who's done it. It's not me, obviously. Drinks break. They've clipped the clip of what I was saying about Ricky and Matic. Put on the Martial shirt now, says Esma. I think it's in the wash. It must be in the wash. Wolves Kyle wants a shout out. Look, somebody asked me about this before. I really do hope that Wolves keep winning because to me it doesn't matter. Wolves don't matter because I think we'll score more goals than Wolves and we'll be on the same points as Wolves and we'll finish above Wolves. But I want Wolves to play Chelsea and beat them. And I want us to play Leicester and beat them. And then we'll get top 4. If Wolves keep winning, it doesn't matter because as long as we keep winning, Wolves won't go ahead of us anyway. So I ain't bothered about Wolves. High five, Wolves. I hope you keep winning, Wolves. And Zane says, actually, I've got a signed Ronaldo shirt on my wall. In Madrid, though, not United. Top 10. Yeah, I mean, the chart show happened on Saturday morning. So we've had the Norwich game and the... I forgot about the chart show. You're right. It's going to be interesting moving around. And the chart show if people don't know what the chart show is, we do it on the United Stand every Saturday morning on YouTube. And it's basically like Top of the Pops, but for United players. So, you know, each week it changes who's number one. So last week, the top 5 were Pogba, Bruno, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Martial and Matic. From the Norwich and tonight's game, I'd say the high climbers are going to be Bruno and Greenwood, obviously. But Matic has played well again. So, what a save by De Gea. Welcome to the party, pal. That's an absolute worldie save by De Gea. Going in the top corner, this. Lovely play by Brighton in the build-up. He's curling it from the edge of the box. And De Gea, what a save by De Gea. You see, people will say, oh, De Gea's had an easy game. He's just stopped a goal that most keepers wouldn't save. Does he need the clean sheet? Yeah, he does. And that's what a world-class goalkeeper does. In this team, he's probably not going to be as busy as he was 3 years ago. But when you are called into action, concentrate. That's world-class from De Gea. That's what world-class goalkeepers do. They wait for the moment. And they're going to show it from behind here. Oh, it's not as good as it looked at first, actually, but it's still a good save. Although Bruno's clapping it. Loves it. He's like a fan. Another shot from Brighton there. I don't think De Gea could dive at that one. 20 minutes to go. It's a great save. It's not a world class save, but this is I think this Trossard does well, and I think it would have beaten De Gea because he can't see. Look, United have dropped off a little bit here. You make 3 substitutes, you take Pogba and Bruno off, and things are going to change, aren't they? You're not going to be as creative with Pereira and McTominay on the pitch as you would be with Pogba and Bruno. It's like racing a Ferrari and then getting in a mini metro, and that's not disrespecting Scott McTominay and Pereira, but Bruno and Pogba are a little bit better. Someone, we will be looking at that. Thanks. I don't want to make a big issue of it, but I did read your comment there, someone too, on Twitch, and we will be looking at that. Yeah, definitely. If you're interested, thank you very much. It's not as easy to... I don't even know how you do it. On Twitter, on YouTube, I just click on someone and it's done, but on Twitch it doesn't seem to be as easy to do. See if I click on you. Someone too. Have a go. If you want. Please get a clean sheet, says Joaquin. Ball out wide to Rashford. I mean, Rashford's been... What would you give Rashford out of 10 today if 6 is average? I don't know whether I could go north of an average 6. Again, look, I don't think Rashford's had a bad game at all. I just still think he's not the sharp Marcus Rashford we know he can be. He still looks a little bit off for me. In fact, a lot of people are saying 6 and 5. Yeah, 6.5 probably is about right. He's just floating around a bit, isn't he? Greenwood's been... I think Martial's had a good game. I think some people would say he's not had a good game, but I think he's really had to work hard against those 2 strikers, and I guarantee you that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would say that. I think he might come off in a bit for Agallo, but he's not he's not even had a chance, Martial, has he? Not had a chance. Dr. Dizzy's gone, people. Shame. There you go. These things happened on live chats, as they do. Make sure you give us a follow if you're watching on Twitch. Thank you everyone who's been watching. And please subscribe if you're new on YouTube. Bottom right-hand corner. I can tell you, let me see. We've hit 727,000. Thank you very much for that. I will change that while we're live. Dun, dun, dun. We like to do this. So please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. Where are we? Would you bring off Maguire as he played on Saturday? Says Bund Trooper Yazzie. Yeah, I think I would. I don't know why he never takes Harry Maguire off, because it's all right saying, well, he's the captain, which he is, but if he gets injured, he can't play again. So why keep risking him? But you know, and he's 27 as well. He's no spring chicken, is he? You know, it's not like he's not a robot. Well covered by Matic there. Ricky's going to love that. Cam. Flex will say, come on, Ricky, you've got to give Bruno a bit of credit for his performance today. Well, Fleck, I would give him some credit, but let's talk about why he scored. The volley and the technique was great, Fleck, but actually, it's not great because it's the ball from Matic. Matic is the reason he scores that volley. Sorry, I just realised that we're all
He actually shouts at him as well.
He does. Very rude of me. Very, very rude of me. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Okay, we've got a super chat coming in from Ian Carlton. In my opinion, Pogba, Brighton are going to score in a minute. De Gea again. In my opinion, Pogba is not money motivated. If we can show him we can seriously challenge for titles, he'll definitely sign. Good players want the Prem. And Jack Darby says, Mark, who would you rather have as your best man, Michael Carrick or Darren Fletcher, and why? Great show. Come on, United. Carrick for me. I like Carrick. De Gea's just made another good save here, and this to me emphasises the drop-off. When you take the good players off, this is why we must buy. Because as soon as we've taken off Luke Shaw and Bruno and Pogba, the team, and it's not, well, probably not Bruno, don't use Luke Shaw actually, because Brandon Williams is good, but as soon as Pogba and Bruno have come off, the team has totally changed, and Brighton's confidence levels have just gone through the roof. So, and Brighton have actually been as good, probably the better team since then. So it just shows you that drop off, and this is why anybody who says we don't need Grealish, we don't need Sancho, we do, because we need to get our bench full of quality as well. Because when we need to take our best players off, we become a crap side. So James and Igalo come on for Rashford and Martial. I think this is totally about resting players now. I think Ollie knows at 3-0 we've got the game won, and he can afford to totally rest players. Good shift from Martial. Rashford, you know, I'd say an average performance from Rashford. Lots of people actually on Twitter saying exactly what I've just said there. This is why we need to sign more quality. 2 decent players come off and we become like before Christmas, second best. We have a great first team. Now we need a great bench. But you know what? The first team's fantastic. I'm not gonna moan about that. Someone too. Give it a go, mate. Give it a go for a bit and see how you get on. I'll give you a 10-minute trial and see how you are. And then, if you do well, we can add some more in as well. United need more good young midfielders. Broadmons, we do. And Pumpkin Spice Latte. Fred would have been better instead of McTominay. Mark, why do you think Fred's gone down the pecking order? And runner number 1, great game from the lads, but that midfield needs reinforcement. We're getting work to do in the midfield. You know what? I don't want to be negative on it. I mean, I will talk about it in the match reaction, actually, because I think this game has been such a good game that I don't want to dwell on something like that. But we've got a corner here, which is obviously an opportunity for Manchester United to score if they so wish. I can't wait for the fan cams, Fleck. I can't wait for Fleck to put Ricky on spot about Bruno after he slated him at the weekend. And I can't wait for Rants to have to be questioned about Luke Shaw. He cannot say Luke Shaw is trash. I mean, what? I'm very angry. I'm very angry. I remember that guy from when we were on tour in China. I'm very angry with Ed Woodward. You make me very angry. I've still got the clip somewhere. I should get it. But I'm very angry with people who have just been who are negative about our first 11, because I think our first 11's doing really well, and I think it deserves the credit. And we've absolutely smashed Brighton out of the park. And what this has shown is that Brighton have beaten Arsenal, they've drawn with Leicester, and then when we've made the subs, they've been the better team. They're a good team, Brighton, and we made them look like a very average team until we took our best players off and our bench comes on and it's not very good. So I'm very pleased with what United have done today. And I think we should be positive about our first team because it has done very well. And I tell you what I'm very happy about. You can get yours through the link in the video description. I wore the Anthony Martial t-shirt last week and he scored a hat-trick. I've worn the Bruno t-shirt today and he scored 2. There's something in this. There's something in this t-shirt thing that is just spooky and nice. And long may it continue. And if you want to, serious, if you do want to get one, links in the video description. Get over to the Shopify shop. 10 minutes to go. It's nice to be watching United with 10 minutes to go, knowing we've got 3 points, knowing that we've boosted our goal difference, and that we're putting pressure on Leicester tomorrow. I'm actually going to do a watch-along for Everton-Leicester tomorrow at 6 o'clock on Mark Goldbridge. That's football. Very important. Ed watching this match as a donkey. Hope he understands what's missing in the second team and invests. Sorry about the super chat earlier that cost Liverpool goals, says Shiam Skanda Singh. Thanks for the super chat, pal. There was something in the air the night the stars were bright, Fernandez. There was something here for you and me, for liberty, Fernandez. La 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 la. Corner for United here again. If I had to do the same again, I would, my friend. Fernandez. He's magic, isn't he? He really is something very special. Brighton on the attack here. Watch out. Good play by Williams. I think for me, off the bench, there's only 2 players at the moment that I think, yeah, you're really pushing us to get in the team. And they don't deserve to be in the team because the players that they're trying to get out are being fantastic. But I think Agallo I trust if we need to take Martial off. And I think Brandon Williams I trust if we need to take Luke Shaw off. And that's about it at the moment. Apart from that whole bench needs work. I love winning. I just love winning, and this is why I get so cross over the years when we've not been winning, because I just love winning. I love Manchester United winning. I love Manchester United, and if we're not winning, oh, McTominay nearly scored, volleyed it, and the keeper straight at the keeper. If either side of him, and it's a goal for McTominay there, edge of the box, good volley. And it comes to him off the edge of the box. Good probing run from Brandon Williams. Into Dan James. Fair play. Good cross. Bounces back to McTominay on the edge of the box. I wonder if it was going in if it didn't hit the Brighton player. It was either going wide or in. Which tends to be the case. I think it might have been going wide. But it was a good effort. Brighton coming forward. And I think, man management-wide, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has managed this game brilliantly, hasn't he? I mean, what would you give Ole out of 10? I think that the performance in the first half was electric, and in the second half, his game managed very, very well. I mean, as a manager, that's all you want him to do, isn't it? You know, he's managed it absolutely brilliantly in the second half. It's not been as as entertaining as the first half in relation to goals, but it's still been managed superbly well. You know, you've got you couldn't have asked for any more in this game. You know, the goals, the performance, and then the way that we've been able to rest players as well. So a lot of people giving him a 9 on Twitch, and a few people giving a 10, which, you know, I wouldn't say it was a 10. Dan James is in now. Oh, a bit selfish. I think he should have given that to Agallo. But quite similar to my FIFA career mode, Dan James there, actually. Good run, and then the final bonus not quite right. United are now starting to actually... They've been good, United, since the subs, actually. Since Dan James and Agallo's come on, United have actually created a lot more. Dan James with another shot there. Not football IQ from Dan James says, I'm Alex F. Yeah, this is the thing that Dan James and I think Marcus Rashford to a lesser extent still have to work on as young wingers, is that they just need to know when to shoot, when to pass, when to cross. And I think next season for Dan James will always be the big one. Kieran Colkit, who's a member on YouTube, just said, I don't get worried when people run down the Aaron Wan-Bissaka side, says Vivian Gomez. But you know what? To be fair to Shaw and Williams, I don't even get worried down that side now. I think Luke Shaw doesn't get the credit he deserves as a left back. I think he's fantastic. So 5 minutes to go here. Over 4,000 watching on Twitch, so make sure you give us a follow if you are watching on Twitch, and thanks for joining us. We do every game as a watch along on there as well as YouTube, so welcome to everyone on there. Stretch says SS. I haven't had my stretch. SS Games is right. I haven't had my stretch. Stretch the match. Corner for Brighton at the moment. Easy header away by McTominay. And I think, you know what, as well, just talking about the man management of Ole in the second half. I mean, look, you could go and win this game 6-0. Of course you could. You could go and win this game easily 6-0. Well, not easily, but that's what they could have gone to try and do. They could have won 6-0. But he's managed it in the sense of, you know, he's rested some players, etc. But also on top of that, he's got some players on the pitch like McTominay, like Brandon Williams, like Agallo, like Dan James, who get some first team action. And that's very important as you move towards the last few games of the season. Interception, Brandon Williams. The only thing with Brandon Williams is he is both-footed, but he's very right-footed a lot as well. And I don't like... It's like Phil Jones when he used to... Phil Jones, God, whatever. It's like Phil Neville when he used to play at left-back. He was very good, but he was all on his right foot. Now, Brandon's actually less that. He can use his left, but he still uses his right a lot. Mark, some say that Rashford is Nani 2.0. Do you agree with that, says Ajmal Cosman? I really don't want to go down that road with Rashford. Because we've been down that road with Rashford at the start of the season where he was playing up front and things weren't working out for him and people started calling him Trashford. And I said, look, he's a young United player who I think can go on and be, fantastic for us. And then he went to the left wing and he was fantastic. He's just a little bit rusty at the moment. That's what I think. I think he's a bit rusty. Greenwood's played well, says Zach Moritz. Matic, man of the match flex, says Tiny Mario 75. Is Brandon Williams coming forward? Little dink to Pereira on the back post, please. Oh, come on. Brandon, you should have found that ball to Pereira. Bruno, man of the match, as I'm Alex. By all means, get in the chat and tell us. You are a global inspiration, Mark, says Batty Bashers Pro Club. Brandon's going to be the next Dennis Irwin, says Pink Panther. I hope so. I do hope so. It's great to have two players down that side. And that's, you know what? The Shaw and Williams thing is exactly what we need. It's not about Shaw or Williams, get rid of Shaw, he's shit, or I don't think Williams is ready. I like them both, and I like that they're competing with each other, and I think they both like that they're competing with each other. We need that in every position. If you want to be the best club in England, you've got to have what we've got at left back in every position. Two players where if one's injured or not fit or you need to take them off, you think the other one's just as good. Have we got that in the centre backs? No. Have we got that on the wings? No. Have we got it in Bruno's position? No. Have we got it through the midfield? No. Have we got it up front? Nearly. I mean, look, if Martial gets injured, do I want Agallo playing all the games? No. But would I take Agallo on for Martial to give him a rest? Yes. So I think in left back, actually, we should rejoice and enjoy it because we've actually got there what we need across the whole pitch. At 3 minutes to be added on here. We will be doing the match reaction and player ratings straight after the show. What I will say to you is the player ratings is going to be absolutely pimped up for the next game against Bournemouth. You are going to love it. People are always saying, can the player ratings be interactive and not just yours? All I'm going to say is, from Saturday, every watch along we do, the player ratings are going to a different level and will be decided by you. How are we going to do it? Let's just say we've built something to do it so that you will actually decide what the player rating scores are in the match reaction that I do. So this will be my last one where I actually get to give the scores. So I'll be reading the scores out and commenting on it as usual, but this is my last one where I give the scores. And from Saturday, all of you, however you're watching, will be able to vote on the player ratings and it will generate the score from what you lot vote for. So I can't wait for that on Saturday, which will be during the Bournemouth game. See, we're always looking for things for you on this channel, United Stand. That's what the channel is, fan opinion. That's why we do the fan comments. That's why when I do a watch along, I don't sit with three or four other people. I sit with you. I could have had Flex here and a couple of the other people and we could just chat to you, but I like to do it interacting with you lot, and that's what we always look to do. So very excited about that on Saturday, but I'll be doing the player ratings for the last time on the match reaction, which will be coming up soon. Nitin says Lindelof had a great game, nice passing and running with the ball, and defence was on point throughout the game. I cannot wait to do the player ratings in the match reaction because I think it's going to be an interesting thing to deliver scores when nobody played terrible. Can't wait for us to rig it and give Jones 10 out of 10, says Finn Khan. Yeah, well, people could do that, I suppose. Look, we're going to do the match reaction. It's on YouTube. It doesn't go on Twitch, unfortunately, yet. Maybe we'll look at that in the future. But thanks, everyone who watched on Twitch. Make sure you give us a follow. We're going to do the match reaction on YouTube. The link's in the video description of the YouTube watch-along, or you can go through the homepage there. Zane says, enjoy the victory, we will. I'm going to be live there. We'll sort out the mods on Twitch. Don't worry, it's just something we're trying. We will get it sorted. And I'll see you on the match reaction in about 60 seconds time. Link in the video description on YouTube, or just go to the homepage. See you in a bit. Thanks everyone for watching the watch along. We're back with one of them Saturday. Fan cams and match reaction coming in the next few seconds. Well, the fan cams aren't coming in the next few seconds. I'll see you on the match reaction in the next minute or so.